Holy smokes, we're late.
Yes, we are. And it's his fault, not mine.
Welcome to the Bob and Tim show.
And our excellent adventures.
There you go. Holy smokes, we're a little bouncy today. We're
We're at the Iron Horse.
had some people out there that they're like, how do we get to Iron Mountain from here?
I
So I
figured
had to
you were
give them
talking to somebody.
cards, and one guy goes, "Hey, I think I watched your videos last year." I said, "You should be watching all the time." So there was like 6 of them out there. So hopefully we'll get 5 more subscribers today.
And
from
that's
those
why
guys-
we're late.
Yeah.
I
So-
almost got on without him because I thought, well, what
That's
the
really
heck?
bouncy.
I don't know. Why? Where's the other one?
It is. I don't know. Put it together. But
I probably moved it over here.
you talk to them while you.
All right. So we've got some friends here with us, Tony and Judy, and she's the one that's going to do a fashion show with me on Tuesday, but I don't think it's going to be live. So he's going to film it, and then we'll go from there. So let me see. Oops, there we go. So Neil's on. How you feeling, Neil? I've been wanting to text you. Every time I think about it, I don't have any power to text you. So I hope you're doing okay. Bradley's here from Lancaster, California. How about that? We've got some friends that live up in, where does Dominic live? Palm Desert, yeah.
No, it's not
Palmdale.
Palmdale.
There you go. Jerry's there. Hey there, Jerry. How you doing? Tom's on. They're still in Deadwood. And the other day he won 7 sports. Oh, is that you that was doing so well? So are you still doing good?
Did you spend my dollar?
I have a system. I said I'm from Nashville and we go on hunches. There you go. Whatever works, as long as you're making money.
Put a dollar in there.
See if you can win some for us. It's over here. Howdy from here. He needs more stuff. Did you find a plug?
There's one back here. I gotta see how far the brown portal.
Howdy. Only 4 more days till we roll out west. All right. And there's Miss Sakurai. How are you doing, Nicole? Slim Jim's on. Mike's on. Everyone beat him. How about that, Mike? And when do you leave? You're probably out there packing and got everything ready. So do you leave in the morning? I saw 23 hours a while ago, so I'm assuming you're leaving in the morning. Brian says, good evening, everybody. 9 days till they're in Sturgis. All right, Nicole and Andrew's on their way out. Ramblin' Rome's on. Traveler's there. There's Karen. Charlie's doing good. I don't know if y'all heard, but Charlie got bit by a rattlesnake yesterday. So that kind of messed up our whole day. Put us more in debt because it was a big bill. But anyway, he's home now. We got to pick him up. They checked their blood for venom levels, and his venom level is not quite back to normal, but good enough to come home. So he acts fine. The swelling's all down. His poor little nose was all like swollen, and
I did a video, but I never put it.
yeah, his nose was all swollen, and he it was his little lips. You know how dogs have those little, I like to play with his little cheeks there, and it was hard as a rock, but it was all swollen. They said from the venom and the poison and all that stuff. It was like, poor puppy. But he's doing good, and he's home, and he's very happy now. So Tim says, hope you're enjoying Sturgis. And it is. It's very nice and cool now, but rain's here. So we left Rapid City, and it was cloudy, but it wasn't raining. We got on the 90 and got right outside of Rapid City, and it poured probably almost all the way to Sturgis, and then it quit, and then it was just like a real light sprinkle. So our friends that came, Tony and Judy, they're here over in Glencoe, and they said it's just sprinkled a little bit. They didn't get that heavy rain like we did. So there's AS Pipes. That's Mr. Sakurai. Brett Pink's on. How you doing? Light rain in Sturgis. Yeah, that's what they were saying. Buck Champ's on. There you go. Glenn's on Palm Springs. No, it wasn't Palm Springs. He lives out in Palmdale. Palmdale is where we have some friends that live, and that's up there by Lancaster. Timothy's on from South Carolina. Tony's on. Man, we got a bunch of people on. 87 people.
Where's my 100?
He wants to. Now it's 90. Just a few more people. We'll be up to 100. Leaving 3 coming your way. All right, Tony, we'll see you when you get here. Hey, Slim Jim, I just told you how Charlie was doing. He's doing better. Thank you for all the prayers and all the well wishes. And he's a very happy dog now that he's back home at the trailer. And there I am. Zake the Dragon. He says, peace. D. Harley says, hi, guys. Neil says he's doing outstanding. I got great news this morning. All right, Neil, I'll have to call you and see what it is. unless that's what it was. William Holtzon from Alabama. Ian Fort, Albany, Ohio. Karen says hi to Neil. He's out in the morning. All right. You be safe on your trip and keep us informed where you're at and what's going on and all your adventures, Mike. G. Harley's leaving on the 30th. There's crap on a cracker. How are you guys doing? Is Sandy on her way out too? I guess she's bringing her own bike since she just got her license, huh? Ramon Rose says, geez, 86. We went down. Harley Frank says, Pating ready to head out, but he's got to wait till next week. That's what stinks. You're all excited and you're all packed up, ready to go, and you got to wait another whole week. Falls on. There's Sandy. That's Mrs. Crep in the Cracker. Sorry to hear about Charlie. Yes, but he's doing much better now. I think he's going to bounce right back. He was more than happy to get home. He must have drank three of his bowls of water when he got home, because I think they were just giving him intravenous IVs, so he was hydrated, but I think his mouth, he had like cotton mouth really bad. So he drank and drank and drank and drank. Not making it this year, but heading to the Keys for the winter. Oh, that sounds nice. So we have a Facebook user on. A little wet in Sturgis now. Yes. There's Mindy. And Greg and Gwen's on. Charlie is doing better. Thank you so much. Yes, he is. He kind of gave us a scare. I didn't know what he did. He just jumped up. I was walking him outside to go to the bathroom. He was smelling just along the grass there, and jumped up and started shaking his head and sneezing, and then I heard the snake, and that was it. I knew what had happened. Everybody needs to give us a thumbs up. Buck says, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. James is on. It's getting close. Yes, it is, James. CJ Johnson's on from North Carolina. I need a suitcase that I can stow away in. I'm sure somebody will bring you out here, Karen. Sandy says, yes, she's bringing her Suzuki to ride around out there. You'll have a lot of fun. So David Eastwood's on. Hi there, David. I'm not here by myself. Bob's trying to get the computer up, so I'm trying to say hi to all you guys. So there's 93 on. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you're on. And here, I'll introduce you here. Tony and Judy, you've probably seen them before. They've been on our channel a couple of different times.
Hey, guys.
There's Judy and Tony. So Tony's a vet. Turn me down.
Turn. Hello.
There, now can you
Now
hear
you
us?
should hear us. Had this one on mute. We're trying to get that.
So yeah, she sent it to me on my other. Can you click them up?
Yeah, I'm gonna go pull the chain. Well, it's not open anyway.
No, it's not. We're on the side of the bar that isn't open yet. So
yeah,
we're on the restaurant side. So the days of the rally, the pre-rally starts on, thank you, on the 30th is when pre-rally starts. No, you can do the other one. That one.
Do the men's
Oh, you can't?
No, it goes up into the.
Oh, there's not a plug? We can maybe scoot over a little bit. Stephanie Livingston gave us a thumbs up. David says, hi, Bob.
No. I was
Ramblin' Rome.
I was that you can still see that light.
Hi to everybody. Miss Nicole says, give us a thumbs up here.
We'd have to go
that way.
No, both lights. I don't know. That's all right.
Yeah.
That'll work.
D. Harley says, hey, Tam, are gas prices going down in Sturgis?
A little bit. We've actually got diesel right now is $4.99 if you go out to the Sinclair out there. And if you go to the gas stations for regular unleaded, I think it's like around $4.20, $4.28, something like that. I don't know, somewhere in that neighborhood is what gas is running. The ethanol free, which we've been stopping at Mr. D's. It's been the same price at all those. It's $5.19 for if you want unethanol with the 91 octane. That's what I've been paying. So
is that one yours?
I think so.
Mine doesn't have anything in it. You're muted. Okay. So no sound. Okay. Yeah, we got the sound fixed. Sorry, guys. What everybody saying?
So what we was talking about that if you couldn't read my lips was Johnny's over here. He's right across. He's got the food there. I don't know if you guys ever checked him out. Actually, a really nice guy. Got all kinds of different food. He's got Greek food and Mexican food and regular food, American that is. He's got iced tea, got lemonade. He's already open. He's right across the street from the museum, and right there on LaSalle and no, it's Junction and Main Street. He's right there on that corner. So he's already open. A lot of things downtown are open. All the T-shirt places and all that kind of stuff. Lucky, is it Lucky 13 or just Lucky's? The light guy.
Lucky 13.
They're already out here. He had his light. I don't know if he's got a permit to start working yet. He's here already. Dan Kite has got his setup going, but he's not open yet. His tent's just out there. Kind of let you know where he's at.
Yeah.
He's already out there. A lot of the T-shirt people are here. Hot Leather's already here. They've been setting their stuff all up. The dealership over in Rapid City, pretty much a lot of the trucks are pulling in Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're going to be up there Thursday. We're going to do the preview. So that'll come out probably Friday sometime, unless I get it done for Thursday night. And you guys can see the preview of who's already here. We pretty much found all the vendor lists, which we'll be doing probably a video on that and tell you that the only one we can't find anything on is the Full Throttle. We know that
Chubby Cups will be there.
Yeah, Chubby Cups is there. The guy that sells little bells.
Make My Day Jewelry.
Yep, he's there. Other than that, I don't know anybody else that's there. But I mean, the people in the back, the lady that sells patches, been doing it forever. She'll be back there in the back. I don't know who else is always out there. They usually contract the food out now, so it's probably the same people that were last year will be selling food in the back this year. And then they've got their own truck doing, I don't know, is that Mexican food that's in their truck, that yellow truck?
I think so.
So Michael Ball's not a big person to talk to us. Cal from Chubby Cups was supposed to talk to him, but usually Michael Ballard is more interested in money.
I think he's kind of like him. He's got a gazillion things going on in his head, and he's like, he sees us and he's like, oh yeah, go talk to them, the bartenders, instead of him.
We haven't made it over to Jesse from Jackal.
We're doing silent movies now. Did you not get that?
He does the campground now. He's got I think we're completely redoing the pool inside, replastering it or something. He's done a couple videos on. We just got to catch him first thing in the morning, so he's not all hot and sweaty.
We've done the 1880 train a while back, and we've got invitation to come back and do it, but we got to find the time. Because that's about a 2-hour thing. Because
if you go over to Adam, the same day we put out Hill City, he put his video out on riding the train. So if you want to see it, you could go over there and see that.
I would like to ride it. I think it's Sundays. They have like the shootout, like where they pretending to rob the train and stuff. So if we go, that would be kind of a cool day to do it on, I would think. But it's time restraints. And now well,
we're caught up now. We got all of our rides done, and those videos are slowly coming out. We did the first one on Hill City Road. That's a really great road. It's not on the map highlighted. It's actually a really good road to ride on. It's really twisty turns, no jackknives, but you actually cross over the tracks. What's it, 14 times?
Yeah, 14 times.
14 times you cross over the track. So it's a really neat road to ride on. And a lot of people always say, should I ride on Needles Highway in Iron Mountain? Well, that's the road that I kind of, after I wrote it, I thought about it, and we talk about it in this video that just came out the other day. It's a good road to practice on because it's got the double yellow line down the middle. It's got the white lines on the sides. So you could get on there and do the turns and stuff. And if you could keep in your lane, never cross over the line, it would give you a better indication that you probably
We're at the Iron Horse.
Probably could do Iron Horse or Needles Mountain, Needles Highway, Iron Mountain
Road,
Needles Highway.
Yeah.
It's getting late. But
Well, I just said Iron Horse,
after I rode them
big.
this year, I'm actually thinking maybe Needles could be more of a death ride than Iron Mountain. Needles, actually, we came from the other end this time. We usually go up. We came down it. And I noticed when we came around some, especially where the rocks are at, when you're going through the tunnels and stuff, that there's a lot of big giant rocks that you can't see around it. And if there was a car coming down the center, or it doesn't say it's one lane, you come around the corner or a motorcycle in the wrong lane and you're zipping around there at 40 or 50 miles an hour, it's not going to end pretty. So now with us, you watch our video, it's very deceiving because we did all these rides this week, and that one was Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, I don't know. Wasn't a whole lot of people.
One day
up
this
there.
last week.
Yeah. I think we put some pictures on Facebook. Maybe it was on Patreon.
Ding, David.
So we did all that. Spearfish was okay, but I got stuck behind a bunch of cars, couldn't go very fast. We've got a bunch of other rides that we've done. We did Roachford Road that takes you down to Moonshine Gulch. That's a great ride. If you're going to do Spearfish, that's kind of a neat place to go. A lot of them we haven't got, but we also did the road that's in between where the bridges were all out last year.
Yep.
They're all fixed after 2 years.
Yep.
And that's the, what we looked at that road. It's the 173, I think.
Yeah,
And
the
what's the town?
173.
What's that little town called with the firehouse and the gas station? I looked it up.
I did too.
It's actually on the map. It tells you the name of the street.
Yeah.
But you turn there and that
But
cuts
I think
across
it's called
over.
Neal's Peak Road or the 173. And I thought the town, it was Johnson something.
Yeah. Johnson
Town?
Slide, Johnson something. There's a firehouse there that actually has breakfast in the morning. They weren't there to talk to. And then there's a gas station on that corner. And so we turn there, and that's when you go down there. That's when all those bridges were knocked out for the last couple of years. Those are all fixed now. So if you want to cut through that road, it's kind of a nice little windy road too.
Everybody keeps saying 420.
It's
I know what that's for, but
is it a holiday?
A pot.
I
I
know,
know,
but is
but
it a
I mean,
holiday?
David R. said
No.
it, and then now James, or no,
For
David R.
potted,
said
yeah.
it twice. It's David R. 420.
We don't
So-
know what the legality here of it is until we talk to the police
Oh,
chief. On
yeah.
Tuesday, we will
Tuesday
find
is
out.
our interview
I'm
with him.
assuming that now you can
Nice.
definitely get what's it?
CBD.
CBD oil, gummies and all that stuff they're selling here at the stores and stuff
The Delta
now.
8 stuff, I don't know. They said Delta 8's a derivative of THC, and
So I don't know.
I don't know if
We're going to
that's
find out
legal.
Tuesday. We're sitting down with the chief, and we'll
temperature
get you
at night's been
all
great.
the great comments. Somebody else already beat us to the chief. He probably heard my live, and another YouTuber went over there and already talked to the chief. But he didn't ask the good questions. He asked a bunch of stuff that where do you get all your officers from? Where do you do this? Who the hell cares where he gets his
Charlie
officers
from
from?
New Hampshire. Well, you told us that last year.
I don't think he tells what states they came
I
from.
think so. Charlie from New Hampshire's on. How you doing? And James wanted to know what the temperature at night's been.
In the
It's been
70s,
very
60s,
nice.
probably the high 60s. Last night was pretty cool because when we got up this morning, it was 61 degrees. So it was kind of
Nice.
chilly. It wasn't too hot today, but it was the wind. The last few days, the wind has been just awful. But the nice thing is, if you're out in the Black Hills riding around, you don't really feel any of that wind. But if you get out here on the 90 or Rapid City or out here by the Buffalo Chip, anywhere out, any of these flat areas, the wind is bad. It's really blowing hard. So you just got to be cautious of that. And a lot of times it changes during the day. It might be, wasn't so windy early this morning. It got a little, that's what we've been doing. We did all of our rides. We got up bright and early. We either left around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. And most of the rides really weren't, there was one day it got to be 100 degrees and it really wasn't bad riding around out there. We got off the bike several times, and you'll see on the videos, we talked a little bit more through the videos, and it wasn't bad. But when we got back in the Rapid City, it was like, holy crap, it's hotter than hell here. And then we got into Sturgis, all that heat is there, but back out there in the mountains, wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was comfortable riding. Well, you're on the bike too, so you're getting the wind from just being on the bike. And so if it's not too humid and it's not too hot, it's not bad on the bike. And then
So
being on the mountains, too.
yesterday, I think you said it was 114 here. Wasn't that yesterday we were here?
No, it was a flag day. So that was
Oh.
Friday.
Friday was 114.
That's what they
We
said.
seen 106, but we didn't see the 114. But it was hot when they put the flags up. And I didn't do that video. We just put a
Hey, Big Gene.
quick, a short that I threw up there just to kind of show. We filmed the whole thing. I don't know. Probably ain't gonna show that till after the rally. We got way too much stuff to put up that I
There's
haven't
Palmoto,
even
he's
got
on
to yet.
too. So tell them where we went yesterday after we went and saw Charlie.
We went to go see Wyatt. Wyatt's lemonade stand.
Yep.
He's got a new billboard he put up to kind of see from the highway. It's kind of a neat.
Johnson Sliding. That's the name of it.
Yeah. One of the things that we're doing with Wyatt is if you go out to Wyatt's, you can tell them you're part of the Bob and Tam, and you give your donation, and all the money will go 100% to St. Jude's.
Mm-hmm. So it's a challenge. So we got to see if we can beat the other couple people that are doing a challenge.
So you can go out there and say, hey, Wyatt, I want to give my money to the Bob and Tam's challenge. And then we don't get any of that money.
No, it all goes to St. Jude's.
But we're competing with some local people and some newscasters and stuff like that. And let's get the biker community to go out here and do this and let's blow them other local yokels away.
The Pating Nation, let us rule.
So he's out there. We filmed all that. He did his entry. He's got T-shirts now and stuff that he's selling.
He's becoming quite the little speaker. Usually he was just on a roll.
So we caught him at the end of the day because, like I say, Charlie got bit by a rattler. That kind of screwed our whole day up. We were supposed to be out there at 11 in the morning
when they did the big reveal.
And the news channel was there and a couple other people. And we came up right before he closed up the stand. And but they got a parking area where you're off of the highway. Off the road, you can pull up in. They got a picnic table there that the Harley dealer gave them. Black Hills Harley donated that to them. Yeah. They got a couple Johnny on the spots.
They got a big dumpster out there. They're like coming up in the world.
Yeah, so they're doing really good.
It was funny. I was putting the mic on him, and I said, "Here, let me mic you up." I said, "Yeah," and he's like, "I know how to do this." He's been on the radio stations out here. He's really.
I was supposed to be down here at Loud American. Supposed to start playing it on their TVs and.
Oh yeah, like a little commercial farm. You know how it pans through and it tells you their specials and it tells you what's going on. And Wyatt's supposed to show up on one of those little things as it flips through.
And he was written in one of the local magazines here. He was on front cover.
I tried it. Too much for me. Delta 8. Oh, Ryder X, who isn't on yet. He gave me some Delta 8 and.
She was in Zombie Land.
I was in Nana Land,
She's like, what did you say to that guy? The other guy, you talked to him.
We had dinner with him, and I'm like, I don't remember any of that.
You talked to him.
What day and time and temperature? What's day, time, and temperatures? So today, I don't know.
Well, today it got up into the 80s. I think it was 88 or something when I looked at
it. It wasn't bad today.
So it did warm up today, but it didn't get, because it took so long to get it warmed up. But today it's just very, very windy. Yeah. And last couple of days we've been in the truck.
Out.
Yeah, no awnings out. So in the morning, it hasn't been too awful bad in the mornings. That's why I said, if you're going to come out here and you want to do some real serious riding, you need to get up bright and early in the morning and get it out. Now, there's a lot of deers. We had deers, which is twice now, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, right in the middle
we had 3 of them running in front of us, and I did get that on video. And that's, I don't know when I'm going to put that one up, but that was there. And then we had one yesterday when we did that Rochford.
We went to Rochford.
There was a doe coming out of the woods, and
she just kind of stopped and looked. She didn't get on the road yet, but she was thinking.
So they're out there, and I looked down and I was like, "Holy crap! It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon." Because normally you would think deers are out at sunrise and sunset, but they're out here. Actually, Tony hit one last year. What time of day was that?
It was at dusk.
Oh, is it?
You got to turn him around. So he said it was at dusk. I don't know. How do you turn this one?
I have to put the camera back. You just turn the camera around.
Oh.
You can't hit the button on it.
All right.
And then I got to hit.
There, can we see you guys?
I got to hit.
Tell me if you guys are on there.
Give me the mouse. No, they're not on there yet. You got to add the stream. Here, you look at them. Now, let me change the thing so we look better. There we are.
There we go. There's Tony and Judy.
Yeah. So they were at. So he had a deer last year, and he didn't even see the deer till it hit the windshield. Did it?
No, he kind of wrapped himself around my wheel, and it was a fawn, so it wasn't very big, and it got hurt pretty bad. I got blood all over the
But you never went down.
I never went down.
It took off. Oh, it did it.
And it was just before where you come out of the forested areas and right before the Veterans Hospital.
So that's what you never know. And last year I think I seen 5 or 6 dead carcasses of deers out there laying on the side of the road, and it's like they got a lot of deers out here.
Yeah.
So definitely be looking when you're out here riding, no matter what time of day it is. You should be looking around to make sure you're safe.
I had a fawn come out last night at about 10 o'clock on the way back from Leeds in karaoke.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I don't like to do a lot of driving out here at night, just because of that reason. Like right now we're staying over in Rapid City, and we'll be moving here Friday. We move over to Sturgis.
Kathmandu?
Yep. So we want to be over there. So we want to be closer to where we can ride more. And you can go out to Buffalo Chip, from Buffalo Chip to here, or actually we take the back road out.
Yep.
And the back road's really
Timmy?
not too awful bad. I filmed that too the other day. Right now it's not too bad. I was able to run 45, 50 miles an hour on that 35-mile-an-hour road, and it wasn't too bad.
Rutted?
The road it cuts between.
Yeah, not rutted.
It was.
There was a couple
actually
places
pretty
that were
smooth.
bumpy, but most overall, it was in really good shape. It was actually worse after you turn on the part that takes you down to kickstands.
Right.
It's kind of messed up there. They're doing some kind of construction on the highway there. I don't know what they're putting in.
So they're
but
coming
it's-
from the east side of the 90, coming across that road and going the west side in front of kickstands, and then up the hill. I don't know if they're putting in a tower
I don't know
or what they're doing.
They're hauling dirt up
digging
there,
and
right
dirt
through
and-
kickstands campground. So I don't know. Hopefully they're
Somebody
gonna,
told me yesterday it was some kind of water project.
Oh, okay.
it's a big mess that they're doing, and it's like a football field wide. To put a pipe in the ground, you don't need to. Must be getting
You don't
paid
know.
by the hour. 'Cause
So
and they're hauling the dirt. I don't know why they're hauling. If you're just putting pipes in the ground, and I seen it out there. It was the red pipes. I guess that's usually blue pipes, water.
Yeah.
Yellow pipe is gas. So I didn't know. I was thinking maybe it was like cable or something, Verizon or
red
somebody
was-
like that was laying stuff. But they might have laid something too. A lot of times when they're doing big construction sites like that, they lay. But there's a tower back up there, and they're hauling all this dirt up there, and they're kind of raising it up. But if it rains, all that mud's going to come right down into the full hookups of kickstands.
So Dee Harley wanted to know about the Kickoff Rally, if we've ever been, and how is it worth going
Which
to?
kickstand? Are you talking about the one at Harley Davis? I mean the one.
I think downtown Sturgis. 'cause
So
he
there's one
says-
downtown Sturgis, and also the Buffalo Chip this year is doing a gigantic party on
Oh, it
kickoff
says
day.
ceremonies on Friday. So maybe he's talking about which one would you go to?
Right now, what they've got downtown, I ain't wasting my time. They got a parade down there. The mayor, I think, is going to talk. Who cares? They're not doing the flyover. None of that's happening now. That's on on the Veterans Day, which we're
Which is
here.
Tuesday.
Yeah. So that's
And
going
I
to
think the flyover she told me was going to be at 3, but it wasn't up on their website yet. But that's what she said.
they're way behind. There's a whole lot of things that don't know about. We'll
There you
spill
go,
the
Big
beans.
Gene.
The governor is going to be at the
The
Legends
Legends
Ride. The only reason we got that is because on her Twitter page or what's that? Instagram, she posted, "Hey, I'm down at somewhere riding my Indian around, getting used to riding,
practicing for
my
the Legends Ride.
yeah." So I'm like,
so she let the
she's
cat
gonna
out of the
be
bag.
there. So she already said it. So if all goes well, she'll be on the channel.
Plenty
We'll
of
get her
beer
to
here.
say something.
Pasta Corral is going to be open. She is not cooking her
Pasta.
pasta.
No pasta at all.
No, they're going to have 3 or 4 food trucks there, and
Their
dessert
bar will
truck.
be.
The
They'll have
bar is
the-
open, and the drinks are going to be there. That's still going to be a cash bar. I don't know about the food trucks. We're supposed to be meeting up with her too, and we're trying to get a hold of the food trucks and see where they're going to be, and then we could film them prior to you guys coming out there and show you what kind of food that they're going to have.
But it looks like a variety. I think there's a barbecue place. I think maybe a Mexican, and there's a guy that does.
It's
Like-
called Ugly Graffiti.
He does
Kind of
different.
like fusion food. He
Yeah.
takes a couple different foods, puts them together, and
And then we seen the
It's a
truck go by, but we
surprise.
didn't want to. We had something else to do. We weren't going to chase the guy down.
did you put a stage 2 on your bike?
No, it already is a stage 2 because it's a 110.
CVO? I don't know. There's going to be 4 food trucks. You can get their specials. Yes, American, Chinese, barbecue, and the last one, nobody knows truck. That's Ugly Graffiti. That's what that truck
Yeah,
is.
because Neil called her and talked to her before. Yeah,
Yeah, very
but she's
helpful.
out of town right now, and she's supposed to call us. When we drove by the other day, they looked like nobody was at the house.
It's 100 in Southern California for over 2 weeks. Holy cow, that's hot for Southern California. Those people are probably melting. All that plastic surgery. I didn't say that.
So yeah, but if you're still looking for campgrounds out here, we're hearing through the grapevine, which I haven't actually talked to them. Kickstands may have some full hookups still available. So if you're still looking for something, you might check with them. I forgot to ask you about the Steel Pony if they had anything available yet. It's the only ones we know that are completely sold out of their hookups is Glencoe and the Buffalo Chip. Those two are completely have no hookup spots left.
Charlie from New Hampshire said he went up on the clog the other day, and he said, I think it was, I forgot what he said, 94 at the bottom and 62 at the top.
Yeah, I seen his video, but I didn't get a chance.
CC Ryder says, you guys are freaking me out with
No,
rattlesnakes.
see,
I hate snakes.
we have never, the whole time we've been here in Sturgis, we have never seen any snakes ever.
Never.
So
And they've been here 10, 12 years. They've
they
been
want to know
coming.
how the crowd is at Glencoe. You're probably going to be the only one there right now.
No,
huh?
there's somebody else. I see somebody else posted the other day,
There's
like 4
about
days ago, that they
maybe
were
10,
there.
12 people.
There you go.
Mostly it's in the boondocking area because I don't think you really go to the hookups yet, have you? Can you?
There's a couple
there
of
a
people
couple
up
sitting
there. Yeah.
And so yeah,
It's the water.
Glencoe's always had kind of like a back gate. You can just come in and.
Can you hear us? Somebody says we lost sound again.
All right,
I got my sound off.
Oh,
You should be looking at your phone to make
Huh?
sure.
oh I heard. There we go.
No, it's fine.
Oh, all right. Okay.
You're good.
I got my
I don't know. Well, it's
So-
at the bottom of all these.
So yeah, I don't know. The sound left. I don't know. Look at the thing.
That's what Neil said. He's been here 13 years and he's never seen a snake.
Yeah.
Well,
Not saying they're not out here, but it depends on where you're at. It's
Oh.
like we talked to today.
no hail yet.
Talked to the vet. And he said mostly what you're looking at, like if you get up to, like you get out there to Needles Highway and stuff, around all those rocks and stuff, that's where you're going to find them at. Typically, he said, like if, like in these parks, it's got the little ground, what are those guys called? Not gophers.
Prairie dog.
Prairie dogs. There's a bunch of snakes out there at the prairie dogs because
That's
they
what
like to get the prairie dogs. And
That's their food. They
Yeah.
say they go where the food source is. So if you're out somewhere where there's no food source for the snakes, they're not going to be there.
Yeah. So if they got chipmunks running around,
That's what the
anything like
vet
that,
said.
then that's where you're going to know there's a good chance you're going to find some snakes.
Yeah.
So normally we don't see any. Well, it's like we live in
161 on.
Arizona, and the whole time we've been in Arizona, we've never seen a rattlesnake. We've seen one scorpion in our
scorpion.
backyard, never seen a snake ever. Now, when we were that time we did the photos thing out there at Red Rock that time, there was that rattler underneath that rock.
Oh yeah, remember
And
that?
that's about the only closest rattler I've ever been to. And that's the most dangerous because that was a baby
Yeah,
rattler.
Valley of Fire
Yeah,
or Red Rock, one of those two.
one of the places.
I don't remember.
I
which one.
decided to tie my shoe about 2 feet from a rattlesnake one time.
Well, everybody
Yeah.
was taking pictures with their cameras, and it sounded like the automatic rewind on the old 35 mm. This is what, geez, this is probably 10 or 15 years ago.
Probably 20 years ago.
I don't know if it's been 20 years. And,
Probably it was 2003 or 2004.
So some, no, I don't know if anybody had a digital camera back at that time. I don't remember what we had. I guess my
Yeah,
camera,
we did.
I had a flash card in my camera.
Yeah, 150K pictures.
Yeah.
Motor Jazz. There he goes. We saw you down in Mexico, down at Puerto Penasco. Motor Jazz Magna.
Yep.
So this is going to be his first time to Sturgis too. There's a couple people said first
I
time.
think this is going to be one of the largest years for people, for first timers. And I don't know if it's because everybody's been locked up so long, these last couple of years, a lot of people haven't been able to take their vacations and do stuff.
Somebody else told me that too.
Well, I just look at all the Facebook posts and stuff, and I see so many people saying this is my first trip, first time. Or they might be coming with like 4 or 5 other guys, and it's still their first trip. So it's like I'm seeing a lot of people this year that have never been here. So that's why we're starting to do some videos now on what to think about if you're coming the first time.
So Devin said White's dad, he shot a rattler next to the house last summer.
Hmm.
Snakes
So-
pop up after big rains. Yeah, they've
Rebel
seen him
was-
at Hog Heaven.
Rebel, the security guy at Glencoe, said that he thinks there's going to be a ton of first timers.
Yeah,
And so that's what I think. But you got to be
we've
cautious
seen on
with
like
them.
the Facebook
you know.
pages and stuff. That yeah,
So the idea is which is why we're talking about these rides and stuff. We're actually rating them from 1 to 5. 1 is like right out here on the 90.
Thanks,
So
Jason.
you're really not going to see a 1. So 2, like the one that 2 is like I just got done doing Custard Park. I'm putting that about a 2, 2.5 really.
it's pretty flat.
But I mean,
it's
there
a
is
little
there
hilly
is a
and some
couple
curves.
which you can see on the video. We got some jackknifes on there that you got to go back on. But I mean, it's like you can watch the moron in front of me. He's all the way over in the left lane, making the turn, and I'm right on the line. So you can see I made my turn.
Phil's first trip to Sturgis, so I guess
Yeah.
you didn't go on a ride with us last year. We had a Phil on the ride, and I thought that was you, but obviously it
Apparently
was not.
And so that's what we're doing.
So
We've
Somebody said he got legend shocks too. How are your legend shocks on the rides? How'd you like them?
it's hard for me to tell because we're doubled up.
Sturgis
So
Virgin Dawn.
we're
I thought you were out here before.
we're with her now, can't ride a
She's
bike
right
all the
back.
time anymore. Well, she's on the back all the time, so I really can't. She squeezes her legs when I get going too fast. She thinks I'm gonna slide off the road or something.
Yep.
And
That's a signal.
and so you
Or if
sometimes
he's not watching the light and the light changes, I'll squeeze my legs and he's like,
So-
oh, gotta go.
but when I was by myself, I could do a lot more. But see, I had the bike lowered an inch too now, so it does scrape a little bit
scrapes
easier,
more.
quicker now. I can't lean as far as I used to lean. Didn't realize that till now that I couldn't do that anymore. So that's,
Yeah, he's my thigh master.
and so yeah, so we'll just, but overall, well, that's one of the keys I could, but see, some of the roads don't have lines on them. Or like, I don't know if it was Needles Highway. They had the line down the center, but it's so faded you could barely see it.
That's what CC Ryder
Because
said.
that's what you're supposed to do when you ride a curvy road is you concentrate on one or the two lines. You can't look at anything else, because if you look up and look at a rock, your bike will naturally go towards that rock or a car or whatever it is. You have to, that's why I tell everybody, if you're riding Needles Highway or a lot of the highways out here, you have to concentrate on doing your riding, because if you're out there looking around, you're going to kill yourself or you're going to kill somebody else, because it's, you got to keep your bike under control. And that's why this time we,
Come on out.
on our rides, we're stopping a lot, because all these ones, which that's the other thing here, people don't know what a freaking turnout is. A turnout is, if you've never been anywhere in the world and drove in a normal highway that is 2 lane, one going each way, they have turnouts. What's those turnouts for? For those morons that's going too freaking slow, pull your butt over there and get out of the way so we can get around you. Not just look at, oh, is that a nice place I could stop and have a picnic? No, dumbass. That's a place you're supposed to go over there and get out of my way. So you'll see on our video that we have several motorcycles that we're riding right on them. And a couple of them, the one that we did Von Knocker Road, I actually pulled over for a couple of minutes and I pulled back out, and a couple of turns, there he is again. And he's going all over the road. You know, you don't have to pull over if you don't want to. What you can do is put your butt over to the right side of the road and motion behind us that we can go around you, and you won't come zipping over our lane because you're all over the road. Isn't that true? You're laughing, but that does happen. That's the number one problem here, is because people come here that have never rode on curvy roads. So that's why my first one, it says it's the number one ride. The number one ride is to get you in shape to be able to ride.
CC Ryder said he liked that idea. He said that was a good thing.
And I think it just gives you that chance. See, we've always rode on curvy roads. So when I hear people say that they can't ride this road or that road, I'm like, I don't understand why. But if you get in front of one of these guys, you know why. Because the guy's over here, he's on this side of the road, he's on this side of the road, he's hitting his brakes. He's like, and you're up on against him. And then when he hits the straightaway where you could pass him, he opens it wide up.
So that's a normal road, though. Unfortunately, a normal world is what.
That's why I come to Sturgis 2 weeks early.
To get all his riding done.
To get the riding before everybody else shows up.
But even on our ride that we did this weekend, or this whole week, which we started on, was it Monday? Monday. We still had issues with people. On Monday, we really didn't have too much trouble because our first ride was the Hill City Road, yeah. And we really didn't have. The 4-wheelers got right at the end, got in our way,
and a couple bicycles.
The bicycle wasn't that bad, but I mean, you see who's in the middle of the road. But
Alaska, or Neil says in Alaska, if there's the law, if there's more than 5 people behind you, you have to pull over.
And then we didn't even see it with cars. We when we were coming down, I think it was Needles Highway. We were coming down to the end, and there was a car coming at us and had like 8 cars behind him. And it's like, dude, why didn't you? Once again, they have these little turnouts.
He's home and doing good.
And that's where you have to pull over on those little roads so you can let the cars go by, or a motorcycle or whatever. Take a break. Maybe you need a little rest. Maybe you're too stressed out taking the bar.
So if you've just joined us, our friends here, Tony and Judy, we've known them for, like we just said, about 20 years. And they come up here to Sturgis all the time too. Judy did the fashion show with me last year, and we're going to do another one that's coming up Tuesday.
But it will be live.
No, it won't be live, but you'll see her again, and we're going to do the fashion show. So that's who our friends are here, our special guests.
So they've been, I call them my experts for Glencoe.
Yeah.
They pretty much when Glencoe starts, they never leave the property. They stay there. What's it start on? Is it Friday or Saturday?
Oh, it usually starts on Wednesday.
Okay. So it starts the Wednesday, and by Tuesday, everybody's gone.
Yep.
And so if you're looking to go to the second half of Glencoe, it'll be like any other campground.
Yeah.
First weekend is party crazy. There ain't nothing you ain't never seen there. Yep. And there's going to be things you see that you wish you wouldn't see.
Didn't see there.
Right. Things you wish you didn't see. That's the difference when you go to almost all these campgrounds are that way. A lot of times things can be done on private property, even though it's a business, that you can't do in town here. And it depends a lot on the owners that own the campground to determine what the limits are that they allow people to do. So Now what'd you do?
At Glencoe,
my
you can't
stuff
kill
away.
anybody. That's
Yeah, you
about
can't
it.
kill nobody. But
I got
you
my
can squeal your
paper
tires
away.
all along on that street. We're hoping. Did you see that the Buffalo Chip
What's that?
asphalted all the roads?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's really nice. I'm hoping it
That's what
doesn't.
we're thinking. They're going to be squealing their tires on theirs too.
Yeah, all big ruts from burning out.
So Michael H says that he rides the roads in Tennessee mountains all the time, being where it's home. So yeah, he sees it all the time when he's out there riding the bikes.
And it is. And a lot of people say, "Oh, it's the people that have a trailer." We pull in a trailer. They pull their bike in a trailer.
He's a
and,
little low key tonight.
and we've, I've rode in 127-degree weather riding across Death Valley. And we've been in, well, she didn't ride in the snow. Well, I used to ride in the snow a lot when I had my dirt bike, but riding a touring bike, I've rode in the snow. Me and Art, when we came back, rode through Yellowstone, and it was like 80 degrees at the bottom, and at the top it was snowing. We were going to stop and film it. We were afraid if we got off the side of the road, we might not get back on. So we hadn't done that. Me and Art actually rode about 20 miles down a riverbed with our bikes because the road said it was straight ahead. Well, we got to the end of the road after riding about 20 miles. It turned to gravel. And I'm like, Art, this looks like it was a riverbed. What do you want to do? And he's like, I don't know. What do you want to do? And I'm like, I really don't. It says it's only 10 miles, which ended up being a lot more than 10 miles. I said, I really don't want to turn around. Let's go see. He goes, I'll follow you. And there we went. We didn't go too fast, but it's almost like that Merrimack rock. That kind of rock, but it was in California, so it's kind of weird.
I don't know.
But so we've done
Maybe
that.
It's just riverbed rock.
And we rode to Sturgis. Our last time that we rode all the way up the coast of California, all the way across.
That was the first time I rode by myself.
Yep, all the way across Oregon into Idaho, across Wyoming, into Sturgis. It was about 2,200 miles. Took us 6 days. It was right along the coast. You can't go very far, very fast. And time we got here, we sat in the grass for about 2 days because here on Main Street because we couldn't ride anymore. And so that's why I always tell people, you doesn't matter how you get here, but you should be somewhat experienced in riding. And we also see that with all the rallies we've done. There's a lot of people that just aren't used to riding in traffic. Well, we've done LA. We know how to split lanes and do all that stuff. But when people lived in some small town and they never ride in traffic, and then you get down to places like Panama City or Daytona or here, if it gets really busy and you're idling along, they don't know how to handle that. Or what drove me crazy was Panama City. Two people didn't know what was on their motorcycles, couldn't pull out. You're pulling out on a highway. Nobody's going to stop and let you out. You got to get going and get your ass out there and move and get out there. You can sit there all day long. If you can't get across the highway, then go someplace there's a traffic light.
They say down in that area, well, Daytona more than Panama City, I guess, that a lot of people that come from up north and they come down for Daytona to get out of the snow, they ride their bikes 2 times a year, Daytona Spring Rally and Daytona Fall Rally. So they kind of hesitate. They think, oh, I think I can go, and then they stop.
Which we don't know if that's true or not. That's just what some people have said. But I mean, people say that, like they say, well, it's a trailer rally. Well, we always used to say that too. When you've seen somebody pulling a trailer and you're riding your bike here, you'd be saying, oh, what a wussy. Why didn't they, you would ride it, dude. But you don't know what their circumstances are. You don't know how they rode their bike, how many miles. We put, I don't know. When we lived in California, we probably put in 4-year time, we probably put about 150,000 miles on 3 bikes. And now, no, I don't ride like that anymore. We rode 12 or 1,400 miles up in Laconia. We're already at about 600 miles here just this week, just doing the rides. We put out 600 miles. Last 2 days, we have not been in the truck. We've been in the truck because we got all the camera gear, the drone. I got the big drone now, so it's a big giant suitcase.
Yeah, I was like, how are you gonna fit that in the bike if you want to?
Well, I just got to take the drone and the batteries. I can't take all the other stuff, all the stuff that comes with it. I got a dozen batteries and all the stuff that came with this. So bigger drone, which is nice now because I can fly it in the heavy wind. So it's been up. You guys will see it a little bit on some of the videos.
Well, if you watch the one on the Harley Davidson dealership before all the tents went up, that was all the new drone and stuff too. So somebody wanted to know how the food is at the Boar's Nest.
We didn't eat there, but what ended up happening was we were talking to a gentleman. Well, actually, when you watch the video, I just finished it today. I don't know when it's going to be up in the next couple of days. He came in there. He was from Wisconsin. The guy was talking to the fireman.
Yeah, I think so.
Wisconsin. He was going to come get the hamburger because he seen that on the internet. That guy that put the channel up, which if you watch this video, he didn't eat the food either. He just said they were well known for that. The lady recommended the pizza. Pizza did look pretty good, but we already ate. So we didn't get to try a hamburger or a pizza. The little girl, that's the daughter of the owner, she said all their food's really good. So, but we didn't try it. Somewhere along the line, we will try the food there, hopefully. And then also across the street, which is a little farther down, is another great place to eat, which we've never ate there either,
That sounds
is
cool.
Lewis's bar. They got
Yeah.
a big, giant deck out there that you can sit on.
And watch all the
And,
bikes go by.
Yeah. The only thing, the Boar's Nest that we videotaped this back in 2020, which there's going to be a link above it that you can click on and watch that video. That's when it had a lot more car stuff in it. They had the rack in there. The car was up on it. It was like a Model A or something. It was up on there. Had a bunch of old motorcycles sitting around in the shop. It was more of an automotive theme. And they took all that. The guy that sold it took it all out. That's what the girl told us. So it doesn't have that. I like that. I like that. It's kind of like if any of you ever been to the Ford garage restaurants, there's a whole bunch of them in Florida, and there's one in Texas. And
I think there's one
they're all over down in that area. They're really neat. They got all they're endorsed by Ford Motor Company. So they got Model A's and all that stuff up in the rack and behind the bar and the whole theme. I like that. I think that's really neat when they do things like that. So the Boar's Nest used to be like that. Now you'll see Tam took some good video, and it's going to be a short video. It's only like 5 minutes long. So
No, we're doing a live.
So Steve knows we're hiding back here. Unless you want to come on and tell everybody.
You can tell everybody this is Terry. She's going to be
She's been working all day. She don't want to be on camera.
There's Terry. She's going
Very good. No, you're more than welcome.
Well, we were going to do it outside, and then it was so
got so
windy out
windy,
there
yeah.
that the wind, and then and she said, because he had talked to that bartender and I said, well,
Jen.
yeah.
She'll be in again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Catch him. No,
Okay.
absolutely. I got to get my rear end back out front.
All right.
All
Right on the dining room.
Yeah. So she's the manager
Okay. Yep.
of the bar and the restaurant part. And so, yeah, they're already open here. They're open late now. They're open till like 10 or 11 o'clock now during the week. And so they're open all day.
So we're at Iron Horse. That's where we are.
Yep, that's where we're at. Got to give a plug for the Iron Horse.
Yep.
We're actually hiding back here in the restaurant part, which is just it's just a shambles right now. They must have 100 cash registers on the bar
And all
over
their
here.
their neon signs.
that go
They're probably
outside.
checking on them, make sure they're all working and,
so
everything.
Then we figured, well, I wanted to be at the other end, but they got the lights down real low, which we could have looked out the window. But so now we're looking
There's probably
at
not going to be a
this
lot
is
of
the back
traffic
wall.
out anyway.
Probably not. This is Sunday, and a lot of you.
And the weather's not the greatest.
We're also doing some of the bar reviews. Like here, they're going to do it next week. They're supposed to do with us to tell you all the bands and the events and all that neat stuff that they're going to do here. I almost dropped his camera.
Good catch.
So so we've already done One-Eyed Jacks. We were down there the other day, and I'm going to go ahead and get that video up really quick. But we were going to wait to do it because we wanted to show you that the bar had people in it. Well, right now there's not a lot of people here yet. So it's not, you can go down to Loud American, which we did the other day on Sunday. We filmed it. Well, there's a bunch of people there because Sunday is when they have the steak tips. All you can eat steak tips. That'll still go on till I think next weekend. But I don't know if they'll have it after that on Sunday. Usually during the rally, they don't do the all you can eat. It's like 20 something bucks. You get all the steak tips.
I think you get it like an appetizer. I think you get 10 steak tips and
all
fries. They have all the restaurants do that. They have very limited menus. They probably
except
have
for Uncle Louis.
He
They
said
have their full menu.
So Jaybird wanted to know where he could find his new ex-wife down here. Good luck.
His
I don't know.
ex-wife?
Yeah, his future ex-wife.
Oh, his future ex-wife. Oh, I didn't know that.
Somebody wanted to know about how far away. There's Tony. How far away Topless Tuesday is in Montana. I think Neil answered it, but he wanted to know if it was worth going to and what happened last year.
Well, we're going to do a video on it. What do you want? Well, if you really want to see it good, get there by 10 o'clock in the morning, and it doesn't start till 2. If you want to get up front, because what happens is this thing is it's a long, skinny carport and I don't know how wide it is. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 cars wide, and you could probably put maybe 8 cars deep in it, and that's it. Well, then what happens is, which we were going to work with the guy that's the promoter of it, and the guy, that Tom guy that puts a lot of money up, he put a stop on it. But everybody has their phone. So you figure that this thing is packed wall to wall. People are so close together you can't move, and everybody's got their phone up in the air trying to film.
Straight up, arms straight up.
So if you're not close to the front, now I was on a picnic table filming. Normally they don't allow that, but we had got the okay from the guy, and which we won't have this year. But you definitely see a lot. Montana is legal to be topless. The police are out there. They don't do anything. They're out usually directing traffic and all that. No big deal. As long as you're not out on the highway trying to stop traffic or something. It's Montana. They have all kinds of stuff. They have a Testy Festival. They got all kinds of crazy stuff in Montana that goes on. So, but it's one of those states where, like here in Sturgis, you have to, even if you get painted, you still have to have pasties on. That's the way it is. There's nothing you can do about that. So pretty much all the little towns here, and because somebody else said that, it's actually legal in South Dakota to be topless too, but you have to look at what city ordinances are. So if the city ordinances tell you, no, you can't, you can go out to the Hippie Hollow, and there's supposed to be people out there, but you almost need side-by-side to get out to Hippie Hollow. Been out there? You been out to Hippie Hollow? And they say there's people out there skinny dipping and stuff, but we don't have
like
enough.
hot springs or
One of our,
creek or something
what
out
did we
there.
have the other day? Somebody went out there.
Hair farmer.
Yeah, took pictures of it.
Yep.
There was no naked people. There was a bighorn sheep standing there.
Yep.
He was naked.
Yep. He didn't have any clothes on.
Yeah,
He
he
had his
didn't.
birthday suit on.
Yep, just fur.
Uh,
And so he was out there. But it was pretty neat. I'd never been out there. I'd heard about it, but I mean, he had a side-by-side too, so he took a side-by-side out there. He didn't ride his bike.
it's not up and running yet. Right?
Just
or-
come to Glencoe.
yeah.
Come to Glencoe.
Get a day
Yeah.
pass,
Yeah,
please.
there you
And go to
go.
Glencoe for, what's it, $25 for a day pass?
Yep.
Just if you want to go there, get there really early in the day. You know, try to get there before noon because it's a 24-hour pass or 8-hour pass.
8 hours.
Yeah,
And because what happens is when we went
You
there
don't
one
wanna
night,
go that early.
we tried to get there on a Friday or a Saturday night, got in there, and it's the same to buy your day pass is the same people checking in. And we probably stood
We
there
wanted
in
to go on
front.
a Friday.
There was like 4 people in front of us checking in, and we were there for like 45 minutes. And it's like, forget it.
we
It's
didn't
not
even
worth
move.
it
We
for
didn't
me to
move.
go in there. They had one person working the window, and all these people are trying to check in. And it's like, screw it. I don't have that much time that I want to waste doing that. So
Ryder X has kind of been telling his story about his bike. It's a mess. So we all need to say prayers that he gets his bike fixed and done and paid for.
Oh,
So he doesn't have to pay for it again.
Ryder X, I can get you an appointment here with Jason or Jamie to get your bike fixed during the rally. Bring it on up here. Strap it on the back of your
Well,
truck.
he's
and
got a guy fixing it now. So
supposed to be
Emery wants to know what you think the weather's going to be like.
hot as hell. Think it's gonna be hot here?
Oh, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be cool at night. It's
Yeah.
gonna rain.
Well,
It's
night it's gonna be
hail,
great.
It's gonna
I
be
think-
windy.
I think we're gonna have great weather at night. It's gonna be nice and cool, but once again, I don't like to ride around at night here. We talked earlier about the deers.
Hey, what are you doing in Florida? You're still down there?
And then definitely you're going to get rain because when it gets hot, you get thunderstorms. It's just like today, but depends on where you're at. We were out here just how we left the dealership coming this way from Rapid City. Once we got under the first viaduct, which there's already some motorcycles there, it was sprinkling and it rained so hard you could barely see. There was already people pulling over.
Yeah.
So
a couple of RVs pulled
yes.
over, and then the truck in front of us slowed way down.
we had to get on the left lane past
Yeah,
on the morons up
because
because they don't know
it
how to ride
was-
in the rain.
Well, I mean, we were going slow too. We weren't going as fast as we
Well,
were
we're doing
going, but right-
75, which is speed limit out here. I was doing 60. So it did
So
rain like hell. It was probably, they probably
It
got over
poured.
there. They probably got an inch or two of rain. But like I say, it lasts about 15, 20 minutes and it's gone. Typically out here, now last night, did you rain here?
No.
Because Rapid City, it pretty much rained most of the night last night. Just a nice
just a nice steady.
sprinkle like.
yeah.
I mean, you couldn't tell when you got up this morning. Everything was so dry. It just sucked it up anyway. So it wasn't bad. But typically
man.
here,
The man says TT was a sham.
yeah. Which it depends on what you want to
If,
do.
if you're just going to see something, then go
Because
to see, because
what
you'll
we
be
do-
seeing it.
What we do is the pre-show, and that's what we're looking to do this year. It's probably by 2:00 we're going to be gone. That's when it starts. We've got a photographer. Michael's coming out,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and
he'll
he's
be
flying
there if
out
you're
just
going
to
out
do
there
the video. He's just coming out for that day.
for Topless
Yeah,
Tuesday.
he's staying in
Mhm.
Gillette. Got a hotel, and so he's coming out. He's going to do the video and the pictures, and he's going to give me the stuff. And then I'm going to hook him up with. Do you know Prime Cut Pro? Have you ever seen any of their videos? Awesome documentary. They do a lot of more
Videos, yeah,
girly type videos. They actually don't even have motorcycles. They started years ago doing spring break stuff. He's
Kinda
got
like
like
Girls Gone Wild.
yeah, he's
kinda
got like 960,000 subscribers, and he goes. That's all he's really interested
There you
in.
go, Steel Farmer.
He gets motorcycles and stuff driving by and stuff, but mostly it's girls, what he's looking for. And he's got a website you can pay to watch his stuff. And so I want him to meet Michael. So then Michael will start doing some of that stuff and he can just feed me some of that videos.
Michael needs to come to Glencoe.
Yeah. Oh, he'd like it
Yeah,
there too. I bet.
but they wouldn't let him have his camera up all the time, would they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, they told us that they frown on that. They don't,
There's
people
no
give,
rules.
There's no rules. There you go.
You don't ask, that's the thing.
What is the first day it's full on crowded?
What, Glencoe?
I
Or
think just
I think
Sturgis and
Sturgis,
usual.
probably the first Saturday here.
Yeah.
I would say is going to be probably the most busiest day here, Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, probably you're going to see some,
Even?
some of the local
Met you
people
in
may be
Daytona.
riding in. But typically, how the rally starts here is, I think this year is going to be a lot like it has been when we used to come here. We used to come on Thursday, the week before the rally started. It used to be the rally started on Saturday. So we'd get here on Thursday, get a couple days in, and then we left on the next Thursday because Friday and Saturday here is all locals, and all these stupid little young kids come in here, and it's just, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, we would be gone on Thursday. I don't like Friday and Saturday here. It's just a weird crowd, and just
The second Friday. and
the
Saturday.
last one. Yeah, it's just a weird crowd here.
Mhm.
And
You want to know how long Iron Mountain ride is? Well, on the back of his shirt, it says 17 miles. But when we got done with the ride and was doing the ending, it said, what, 10 miles
15.
or 15? I don't know.
So there's a lot of different speculations.
It depends on where you start and where you stop.
I guess. But Iron Mountain, it depends on. Now we stopped a lot, but
Yeah.
we didn't time it. But I mean, it probably took us. Well,
We
see,
stopped a
Iron
lot.
Mountain. What's nice about Iron Mountain is it's one of the only rides you're going to go
Yeah,
on
about an hour.
that actually has a place you can stop. So what's the name of the place called? Spokane.
Spokane.
They got the restaurant there. They got gas they sell there. It's a campground there. They got real flush toilets you can use.
They got gas.
I already said that.
Oh.
And that's where I get the shirt at that says Iron Mountain tells you all about it. They're the only ones that sell that shirt.
It says, I gotta see, 17 miles, 314 curves, 14 switchbacks, 3 pigtails, 3 tunnels, 2 splits, and 4 president's heads. There you go.
And the number
That's
one,
what you'll see on Iron Mountain Road.
the number one place on Iron Mountain, actually it may be the number one place in all of South Dakota that more motorcycles have a wreck at is in front of Spokane. There's a little curve there. There's some bushes there. And we filmed it last year. If you go back and watch the video, there was nobody there. It was the day before, the day after it. The police were all there because the guy died and they had to do a recreation, and we sent the drone up and all that. So you can see actually where that spot is. But as of, I don't know if he told me there was anybody that died yet or not when I asked him. I don't remember what he said for this year.
I don't know.
But that's the number one place that people die. So he was saying that they were going to hopefully next year, they're going to redo that, widen that road there. See, there's a lot of stuff there. There's just before you get to Spokane, there's a bar or grocery store or whatever that little place is.
Yeah,
We've
it was
never stopped
called
there.
Elk Lodge or Elk something.
Yeah.
But it's
When you're
kind of
coming
like a
down
little
Iron
general
Mountain,
store.
when you're coming down Iron Mountain on the right-hand side before you get to Spokane, there's a business there.
Mhm.
But have you ever stopped there?
No,
Do you stop at that
Oh,
Spokane?
what does that say?
no.
No, I always
We
stop
just
there.
go through.
I always get the shirt, and usually we get something to eat or something to drink, or
Just to stop and get off
Yeah.
the bike a minute.
just a place to take a break. And
Actually, Neil, no, that's not true. Because Emery asked, he says he's staying at Buffalo Chip and he hopes there's none of that pasty stuff for the tatas out at Buffalo Chip.
no, there
There's
isn't.
not.
Well, you can if
'Cause
you want.
It's a private
Campground.
campground.
So
you-
last year,
that's how they get away with it at Glencoe, how
Well,
you can get away with it
if you want to
at Buffalo
see,
Chip.
if you want to see it at the Buffalo Chip, be down at Bikini Beach around 1 to 3 a.m. You'll
Till
see
5.
way more than you ever, just like out in Glencoe, you'll see way more than you want to see, and then
Right.
some more. So yes, we see some
Charlie's
girls.
home.
We've seen some girls riding around on golf carts that were, I don't know if they were completely nude. I know they were topless. I didn't know. They might have been bottomless too. They were up at the,
We did see a couple of girls. They were kind of, they had dog chains and leashes, but
oh yeah.
I don't think they had much on.
Maybe they were.
Well, they had
completely
like,
chain bras, but they didn't
Yeah,
have nothing.
it
Might as
was
well not had
open in
nothing
the
on.
middle, and then the kind of the same thing about the bottoms. They just had like a,
So yeah, private campgrounds. It's just like I say, it depends. Like see at Glencoe, I don't know. Is the owners even there?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if they even came down or not.
There's,
Figure
there's
they-
security there.
Well, I know there's security, but I mean, I didn't know if see, that's why I said all these campgrounds could do what they wanted, just like Kathmandu. You could run around naked there if they were going to allow you to do that. Well, they don't probably allow you to do that. One, you're really close to the highway, so you could probably be seen. But I mean, there's probably some of these other ones, I don't know what they do over at Hog Heaven. That's kind of a campground out in the middle of nowhere. So, I don't know. This is kind of like Las Vegas is. People do a lot of stuff. They dress a lot of different here, like they would not dress at home. So you see a lot of different things here. But like, for instance, in the city limits, on public streets, you can't show anything. And pretty much any state has got it where you can't show your genitals. That's pretty much anywhere. It's like New Orleans. New Orleans doesn't really have a thing, but you can flash in New Orleans, but there is an ordinance. If you stop the traffic or you make congestion, they usually ask you, and if you keep it up, they'll arrest you. So it just kind of depends on, what the city or the county or whatever the restriction is. But in most of these cases like this, like the Glencoe or Buffalo Chip, some of these big campgrounds, Pappy Hoyle, the police do not come there unless they personally call them. So if somebody in the campground called the cops, they're probably not going to show up.
Well, they do.
Oh,
Yeah,
do
they
they?
do.
Yeah.
And
I've only seen the cops at Glencoe, maybe 3 times in 9 years.
so, yeah. So he's saying it's only 3 times the whole time he ever seen the police come through. But I mean, they're not saying nothing. Nobody ain't got clothes on.
No.
They came in for another issue or something.
Yeah.
Probably somebody drunk and being stupid.
Yeah.
An accident or something.
Yeah.
Accident. Somebody
So,
hurt.
yeah. So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and that's like I said, people always say that too. And since we've talked to the police departments in a lot of these towns and stuff, they really don't want to write a bunch of tickets. No matter what people tell you that they're trying to get revenue. You know how much freaking money this state makes on this rally? That's one of the reasons why I say this is the best rally anywhere, even in the world. Nobody can compete to this. Why? Because even all the states around this, Wyoming, North Dakota, what am I missing? I'm missing another state that is 100% on
Nebraska.
board for
Yeah.
having motorcycles in their towns. That's why I went around all these towns. Most of these towns will close streets down for you just to park bikes on. Some of them that don't have, like you go through Hill City or someplace like that they can't stop the road because it's a main drag. They'll only allow motorcycles to park on the street that day. They're during the rally. So most of it, you go to Daytona, and they're out there. They don't want us there. And you're going to find out next year in Daytona in the spring. You'll find out because the city's buying up buildings and fixing it, like the big armory where a lot of vendors are at. They bought that. They're turning it into a restaurant. So all that's gone. All those vendors that are there are now gone. And there's a couple more buildings at Daytona. Like Myrtle Beach just wrote an ordinance up now that the police can pull you over if they feel that your exhaust is too loud.
It's their discretion if your
Yeah.
exhaust is too loud or not.
Yeah. Once again, Myrtle Beach does not want you there, but the rally's not in Myrtle Beach. It's actually in
Merle's Inlet.
Merle's Inlet. And same thing with Daytona. Daytona Bike Week is not in Daytona anymore. It's in Ormond Beach. That's where all the bars are at. That's where the Iron Horse is at. That's where all of them are. Beaver Bar. They're all in Ormond Beach. The few things that are on Main Street are just fighting to stay there. There really isn't anything else going on in the city limits of Daytona during Bike Week.
So somebody wanted to know if there's going to be photo people on Iron Mountain. Yes,
there
there
always
is.
Mhm.
You'll have to check it out.
If
If
you
you
look-
see them, pull over, write it down because
Or take a picture of it.
yeah,
But-
we don't remember.
Yeah. Well, there's one guy, if you go on our Facebook page, he's been on there a couple of times because he's still looking for some photographers who want to make some money. And
Taking pictures? No.
and sitting out there on the highway, click, 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 taking pictures as bikes go by. He was looking for some more. He takes a lot of the pictures. I'll have to see if I can find the guy. Because I found him on another site one time and I asked him where he was at because people are always asking us. Usually there's only 2 or 3 different. Like if you go over to the Harley Davidson dealer, they've got one there when you come in all the time.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's the same guy, but I mean, stop and ask the guy.
Yeah.
Everybody shows up at Black Hills Harley somewhere during the week. You're going to probably pull in the parking lot.
And he's right there when you come in. So he's
So walk
gonna
over
take a
there
picture of
after you
whether
park your
want it or
bike,
not.
when you're walking around the vendors, stroll to the back of the vendor there and say, hey, dude, where else are you at? Where are your group taking pictures at? And then you'll know if that's the guy, then all you have to do is go. But what you probably think is you got to look at your watch. You got to know
date,
what
the
time it is
time.
because they're going to take probably hundreds of thousands of pictures. And if you don't know where your number is, it's hard enough. If let's say I was there at 11 o'clock, I'm probably still going to have to look through 500 pictures or more to find my picture because his time isn't probably exactly the same as mine. There was one, well, I guess it was the one that was in Panama City that had the little clock,
Oh yeah.
had a
it did.
digital thing on it
And
to
you
tell you
knew
what time
exactly.
it was, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But you're still taking, if there's in a minute's time, who knows how many bikes could drive by.
So we have a question for Tony and Judy. Are there any themed nights at Glencoe?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let me look it up.
Here, we'll turn our microphone off and turn
Hey,
his
no, Give me
microphone
a
on.
second. It's gonna
All
take
right,
me a
well,
minute.
here, let's answer a couple questions. Ralph wanted to know about Camp 5 Road, and a few people answered, but you can't go down there. I think he's got a van, so I think you'll be okay getting down there. And I think he's got a trike, so you
When
should be
are
okay
you?
getting up.
When are you going to get there? See,
The
it's like,
earlier, the better.
for instance, already, what's the guy that we met that lives on his motorcycle for?
Oh, Camp Scotty.
He's
Scooter
coming
Camp.
already. He may already be down there. He's the first. He's got no job, so he could be down there anytime. But he announced he was coming to Sturgis on one of his videos. I kind of thumbed over it, or I seen the thumbnail or something said he was coming. I know that's one of the places he likes to stay, because that's probably one of the nicest ones, because it's right there by Deadwood. It's going down the hill is actually, it may be asphalt, because there's a parking lot there that you can't camp in that. But that's where if you want to take a hike or something like that, you go there. And then just on the other side. Now we drove by there the other day. I didn't see anybody down there. Did we see one down there? We've
I don't
seen
think
big
so.
motorhomes down there too, down in there. And it does get a little rocky if you're not used to riding on rocks, but definitely if you got a trike, who cares?
Yeah,
you know?
I'm pretty sure Ralph has a
You'd
trike.
have no
He's the
trouble
one
with
that's got
that.
the Bulldog.
But I mean, I would have no, because there's more camping farther back, but you have to go through a dry creek. And I don't remember when we went through it before to look at it if I would ride my bike through there or not. But once you get on the other side, it's great. It's a bunch of trees back there. There's people back there. Like the
Gotta be
van would be
ready.
no big deal getting back there, as long as your trailer hitch didn't scrape on the way back up.
So a lot of people are answering, yeah, almost whoever asked the question about the photos, there's almost any road you're
Major
on,
road.
Spearfish, Iron Mountain, Needles Highway, there's going to be a photographer out on all those roads. I even think there was one out on Vanacker Road. I don't know about Nemo Highway. There might be one out in the city of Nemo. There might be a guy there. So anyway, you'll be able to get your pictures there. Ralph says he's staying at Glencoe. Okay. I thought you were asking about Camp 5 Road, so I thought maybe you wanted to stay down there. Unfortunately, not this year, but he's coming next year. There you go. Well, Catman do be crowded, getting there on the 3rd. I don't think it's going to be pack. It's not as big as that. So here, wait a minute. Let me turn on your microphone. There we go. Okay, so whoop, that didn't do it. Why did it not unmute it? I don't know. I don't know why it won't unmute it. I'm clicking on it, but it's not taking the little line off the microphone. All right, well, talk loud. Well, here, you talk and let me see if I can hear you. Yeah, you can come over here. Here, we'll have a Bob sit in. Right or X, don't get jealous.
Forget about Bob. Well, I'm taking over. All right. Wednesday is tropical night. That's pajamas and lingerie. This is at Glencoe. That's Wednesday before rally. Thursday is Mardi Gras and Halloween. Friday is Playboy Bunny and bondage and 70s. Saturday is schoolgirl and kilts.
Skirts.
Well, yeah, schoolgirl skirts and kilts.
Oh, I guess
Kilts for the guys. I can't read that.
I can't either. I don't know.
Something I don't know.
Sunday.
Sunday.
It's
I
just
can't
really
read it.
blurred.
Yeah.
It's probably X-rated. XXX.
Yeah, whatever.
I still can't even see it with my glasses on.
And Monday is first responders.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, was it veterans?
Sunday.
There's a veterans day. There's all kinds of stuff. There's veterans. There's potlucks.
Do they have it on their website?
You got to go to Glencoe.
Whoa.
1 second. Woo!
You're going crazy there.
My phone is going nuts.
I couldn't get the microphone on his side. I kept clicking it.
Glencoe Campground Family.
I did.
You click this one off, click this one on,
Can't see
and
it.
it should have came
Now,
on.
here, you got to get it a certain way, and then you can see
It's
it.
up. Here's the camera.
There, down a little. There it is. Can you guys see that?
Okay. If you go to that group there, you could ask all kinds of questions.
On Facebook.
On Facebook, and Lisa runs it. She has all kinds of stuff, more than I could tell you. So just go there, ask questions. Everybody's more than glad to help you out, do whatever.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Okie doke.
All set up.
Bye.
Switch back around.
Yeah, there we go. See, that's what I did. Well,
Bob
hey,
is
there's
back.
Guy Beaver. I clicked off ours.
to click. You click that off. You click the right here, the little microphone.
Oh. All right. Well, then I try. This is what
that,
I was
that
doing.
wouldn't be doing nothing up
Oh,
there.
well, then I didn't know. Hey, Guy Beaver, how you doing? So he's
So a couple things I want to say is
you
which
got
I was thinking
15
about
minutes.
when I was sitting in the bathroom. I was thinking that well, I wasn't sitting, but I was thinking in there that
And then
we found out
you've
at
been
the
thinking that in the bathroom?
Buffalo Chip that if you want to go to any of the concerts right now, there's none over $80. They're not. You're not. I don't know why they have to say this. You do not. The concerts
Are free.
Yes, the concerts at the Buffalo Chip are free with a camping pass. So you can buy a pass for the day, you can buy it for the night, whatever. So what you can do is, which is what I tell everybody, if you're going to go to one of the concerts out there and you're going to stay out there till midnight or what later, bring your freaking sleeping bag with you or something. And because with that pass, you can stay all night. Now, so right now, nothing over $80. Will it go up? Yes, it will. And there's people on Facebook now all the time saying, "Oh, I'm just going to buy my pass."
Whisper. He's Joe Biden. Whisper.
Yeah.
There's people on Facebook that are like, "I'm going to go ahead and camp the whole time at the Buffalo Chip, but I'm just going to pick up my pass when I get there and buy one." You got $500 you'd rather spend, or you want to spend $400 now with taxes? Because that's what it's going to be. Right now, taxes and everything, it's $405 for the whole rally.
What part of St. Louis? Are you Bill?
And so buy it now if you're going to come out. The sooner the better. Don't buy nothing off of anybody for the Buffalo Chip. Do not buy anything off of anybody selling something at the Buffalo Chip online. If you get a
lot
ticket,
of it's a scam.
if I sold you a ticket and you went down there with my ticket, you're not going to get a pass because they're going to say, "You see your ID. You don't have my picture on it and my name on it. You're not getting a ticket." So the only way you can get into their campground, if you buy somebody else's full hookups or buy their electric only or their tent, they have to come get their stuff, their stuff for you, hand it to you, and then you can go in. Other than that, that's been for the last 3 months. Now, I don't know if any of the other campgrounds are doing that, but that's what the Buffalo Chip does. So just FYI, and there is a lot, which is what the Buffalo Chip told us the other day. We told this last week on it. A lot of scams out here. People are saying they're renting a house and they're not, or they've got a lot at Glencoe, a full hookup that they're trying to sell. You need to call the ticket office and make sure this person says they really have what they have, and that Glencoe is going to let you put your name on it because you want your name on that ticket, not that person that sold you the ticket. You don't want their name on it anymore because when you get there, you might need to show your identification. So, and that's probably every campground that's out here. You're going to have to do something like that. So make sure you've contacted whoever. I'm always scared of renting houses because how do you know the guy even owns the house?
And we've a couple of the bartenders.
Daytona did that. Daytona, there was a lot of people that got screwed in Daytona this year that they rented Airbnbs and they got down there and there was nobody there. That was somebody lived in the house. And they're like, "No, I got a contract. I've lived here for 20 years, dude. This is my house. I don't rent it out." And they lost their money. So that's the part that scares me more than anything else. And Airbnb doesn't do anything. They don't do nothing for you. If you call them up, like there was some last year in Daytona, this year in Daytona, that a lot of these housing places at the last minute said, "We got a new rule. No motorcycles allowed in our neighborhood." So these neighborhoods are right on a major highway, so you can't leave your bike out front. So they just told people, "Sorry, you can't come back." So now they're like, "Well, how do I get my money back? And how do I get this and this and this?" And there were some people that we met in Daytona during the rally still hadn't got their money back.
So Daytona's a little sketchy.
Well, I even worry about any of the things up here, renting houses and stuff. When we rented our house, which we put Doug on here, he's got the basement that he rents out. I don't know if he rented it out yet or not. But I was scared to death. I even Googled the guy. I found out where he worked. I called his work. I called a lot of different things. Because even when me and Art and her pulled up, I was still afraid
we weren't going to be able to get anything.
That he would be like, "I'm not Doug.
My name's Joe Blow."
But in his case, we only put down, I think we only had to pay like $150 or $200 up front. And then we paid him the rest of the money the night we got there. We had to pay him cash. So that was a little bit better. But I mean, some of these places, if you're renting a house for $5,000 to $10,000 and you've done sent this guy your money, you're screwed if there's nobody there. So that just scares me. That's why if you come out here like this year and you're thinking about maybe renting a house or something, talk to people while you're out here and find out. You can go to the Chamber of Commerce, and they had a list last year. I don't know if they got one this year or not, that they actually had a list of people that rented their house, and that's kind of neat.
Oh, yeah, at the Chamber they did, yeah.
to where then at least you have, you go talk to them people this year and say, hey, I'm thinking about maybe renting a house next year. Can I take a look at your house? And, at least they show you around. At least you can feel a little more comfortable that it is. Now, we had a problem last year with, what's the campground out there? Other side of Buffalo Chip?
Shade Valley.
Shade Valley. We had a lot of people, actually had 4 people. One of them was had a big old giant motor home with a Corvette and all this stuff. Well, they had seen we did Shade Valley, and they wanted to go out there and take a look around the campground during the rally. And they said, well, we got a concert tonight, and you can't come in. They said, well, we'll buy a ticket. Well, I found out today, looking at their website, if you buy a ticket to see one of their concerts, you cannot get inside the campground. It's only for their bar and their stage area, and that's it. You cannot go anywhere else on their property. So I don't know what's going on out there. We didn't go out there this year. It's just for the fact that we had 3 or 4 people kind of complain about it. That was our subscribers complained about it. Actually, I was thinking about, there's a group that they've got coming from California, this a family, they're called Lilac.
Oh, yeah. Lilac.
And always wanted to kind of see them. And they're going to be out there, but they want $25 a person, and I ain't paying $25 to see them. They didn't write a record or nothing yet, I don't think. They used to play on Santa Monica Pier for free all the time.
Yep.
And but they're pretty neat. You can Google them. Because the guy that actually owns the
Canada's
campground actually lives in the town we live in Arizona, but we never got around last year to get around to talking to
We
him.
always
We're never
thought we'd
home.
go out there. No, not very often, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So no, it does not cost to ride on any of the roads out here, unlike New Hampshire and to go up Mount Washington.
It costs to go in the Custer State Park. It costs for needles.
I guess it does. You have to call it to get into the state park.
Yes. So any
So it's
state or federal, if you're going to go to Devil's
Most
Tower.
it's going to be is $20.
Now, somebody just told me yesterday or 2 days ago that the Badlands now is charging $30 for a car or a motorcycle. So I don't know if that's true or not. We have to go on the website and check it out. Somebody get on the website right now and check it out. I want to do it. Look and see what the Badlands is charging for a car to go on their property. Right now, Custer is $20. Now, the girl at the window told us they never do $10 anymore. Well, we talked to one of the rangers, and he said that it is on the table. They're negotiating it, but they haven't made all the rules up for Bike Week yet. Like everything else here. There's bars. I don't want to say any particular bar. But there's some bars here that people haven't even showed up that own it yet. They're not done anything yet. Not here. They're here doing stuff, getting stuff ready to go. But I mean, I can't believe this is
Pre-rally is next weekend.
This is the largest bike rally in the United States. And these guys come here a week or two before they show up.
It's worth 25 to me.
Yeah, not to me.
I don't think that's the name, how they spell it. It's L-A. It's like Lilac.
He's pretty close. But they are pretty neat, and they've done some opening for some bands and stuff like that, some headliners, and kind of neat. And but they do a lot of stuff at free events too. They probably didn't do it for free. I mean, they got paid to go to it. But I mean, nobody up here probably knew about them because they're more West Coast thing, because they're out of LA somewhere there. And but they're kind of a neat family, and they got some bands out there. I think that's the cheapest tickets they got is $25 for that one. Standing room only, and then they've got a couple other bands out there. I think they had a country band on there, and maybe Saliva's playing out there. Are they playing at the Buffalo Chip or at the Full Throttle? Yeah, I think they're playing at Full Throttle. And so we're going to come up. We'll probably do a video.
For you, Tony.
What's that?
What's the walk-up price for full time at Glencoe?
Full time?
Full time, $350.
$350 now for the full rally.
If you just walk up the day the rally starts.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Did you get that $350, Jay Bird?
You come the week before.
The week before.
Yeah, and you could probably stay a week after.
Because
they're not going to kick you out.
Yeah. So there, it's always kind of been that way. But I mean, you're not, none of the food or nothing like that. Nothing's open there.
Thanks, Emery.
Is the bathrooms and stuff open? Showers?
No.
Okay.
So you're on your own.
Water.
You can get water. No electric. Well, there's no electric in boondocking anyway.
Right.
So yeah. So most of the people that get there early are the people that are staying in Booby Alley. That's most of the people that are getting there now are all getting into their spots, picking it out. And actually the Buffalo Chip does that too.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do a video next year because we're not going to talk about something you can't do now. Because you can come. You can go to Buffalo Chip right now. Check in. But it's going to cost you per day.
Yeah.
I've cautioned off about an acre.
Yeah.
There
So
you
that's
go.
what normally that's what happens.
That's for Tony and all of his friends.
And the Buffalo Chip does the same thing. Because when we got there, because of course we were there 3 weeks before the rally started last year. And people started coordinating, you know, about a week before the rally started, pre-rally started. People were probably now, there's probably people coming in this weekend. And they start cording off, they got their police tape and stuff up. And I went up to the office, I'm like, how the hell are these guys doing this? They're out there cording it off. He says, we don't care. I'm like, all right.
I
Well,
painted 6 picnic tables today.
So ended up being like in Tony's last year, I think it was last year, wasn't it? Last year somebody came up to you and said, this used to be my spot or something.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he's like, too bad. You should have got here earlier. You know, nobody's gonna, you know, you might bluff somebody, but the average guy's gonna go, I ain't moving my freaking trailer for you, dude. You should have got here a couple days earlier if you wanted to get here.
There you go. It says Neil and the DeWitts are playing at Socorro Station on Saturday.
There you go. Rocking the, and well, Mike's
Rocking
gonna
the
have his pre-party at the Chip.
Do you have a departure point for the Ham and Jam ride group yet?
No, because we won't know till rally time starts. So we'll know probably. Well, for right now.
No, that's
Well,
the answer.
Right now, what we're probably going to go with is where we met
Perkins
last year.
Pancake
Perkins
House
Pancake
in
House.
Spearfish.
Yeah, out there, they had that back parking lot right behind it. We all lined up there last year. Probably that's going to be probably the easiest place to meet, just for the fact that here we don't know. We thought we were going to do it at Boss Hoss. It was going to be over here at the Chevrolet dealer, and there's always a lot of room there. Well, they're not going to be there, and the city hasn't even put their permits yet to see where they're going to be at. They don't want to tell anybody. You know, this is the craziest thing with this rally, and the Buffalo Chip's the same way.
See, I hear this pre you guys.
We didn't want the Buffalo Chip. We knew 2 weeks before we put that out that they asphalted all the roads, and they wouldn't let us put it out. I could have put it out, but I wouldn't have got. They wouldn't let us back on the property probably, but. They wanted to wait till the grass was cut and all the stuff. And it's like, no, they would have loved to seen, you guys would have loved to have seen the day they were asphalting the parking lot, just roads to go, holy crap. I'm booking right now because I know the dust won't be, because it is. When you guys put up your complaints, what I don't like about the Buffalo Chip, 90% of it was the dust. Then it came to the bathrooms, and then it came to crazy people being drunk riding around at night. So that's kind of the three things. Well, the crazy people driving around drunk at night, there's not much you can do. They're not going to stop that. It's kind of just like Glencoe. They're not going to stop the drunk people driving around at night. That's just the way it is. But you know, they can remodel the bathrooms, and that's they're looking at that for next year, is to re-gut the bathrooms and fix them all up. How many they'll get done, we don't know yet. Maybe towards the end of the year we'll know, or maybe we'll get a
or what their goal is at least.
And so that'll be a thing. Right now, they didn't do a whole lot to the bathrooms. They look like they did last year. I mean, we were all right with them.
I thought they were fine.
I
I don't need to stay at the Taj Mahal.
We stayed in state parks, and if you stayed in a state park, most of these bathrooms, and people said that, people told us before people were crapping in the shower and stuff. I didn't see none of that. People make up more crap than I've ever seen in my life. Just like when they say at the Buffalo Chip, you can't sleep. We had no trouble. We couldn't even hear, like when Kid Rock, because we got back early because we didn't want to fight the crowd getting out of there. We walked back and we tried to listen with everything turned off in our trailer with the windows shut. All you could hear, and it wasn't like bass vibrate in the trailer or nothing, but it was so muffled we couldn't hear it. And we were just up on the top, the blue sky is where we were at. We were just
that isn't
we
very
were like
far.
5 spots from Bikini Beach going up that hill, and no issues. So when people say that, now Glencoe is a little different because people's out there doing burnouts to what you say, 5 in the morning.
Well, yeah, but there's actually, I just found a whole, I don't know, what do you think, 30, 40 acres worth of area in Glencoe I had never been to before.
Oh, wow.
And,
Which a lot of people say that.
and it's a long way from Booby
So people
Alley.
say
So
that.
Ron, shower house is where? There's shower house at Buffalo Chip, there's shower houses at Glencoe.
Yes. And they're all good.
So at the
They-
Buffalo Chip, they actually have 3. They have the one that we went to is up on the hill. It's up by the back 40.
Yeah.
And then they've got the one that's on the back side of the, not the stage, but you'd be back behind the vendors on that side. And then they've got the pay showers that you can reserve, you can pay to go to. It's supposed to be nicer, but
Well,
they're
they're
just
air
air conditioned.
conditioned.
They're not much air conditioned. Once you get people using it all day long, we went in there during,
They said, Mike looked it up, Badlands for cars, $30, motorcycles, $25, and it's good for 7 days.
yeah. So I don't know. I
Lone Star.
don't know. But see, that's,
So is there 50 amp
is the
service out
bad-
of Glencoe?
Yeah, there's 50 and 30 amp service out of Glencoe.
But that's not on the main drag alleyway thing.
No,
No.
no.
That's over in the campground kind of part, not the
is the
boondocking part.
Badlands a federal park?
Yeah.
Fresh out.
And
all easy.
Glencoe is paved all the way through now.
It's paved all the way through?
So it's a
Oh,
national
that's
park.
cool.
Okay, so if you were going to do Devil's Tower and Badlands, it would be the $125 price, and that's it if you do it within the 7 days, because they're both national parks. Now, Mount Rushmore doesn't count. Mount Rushmore says they're not a national park, but if you go in there, that says you're required you're required to follow all the rules of the national park.
But when you go in to say, I've got my American, no, we're not a national park.
It's like a national park to me.
Does Glencoe have co-ed showers?
They're all showers are co-ed.
No, it's a unwritten rule that no men are allowed in the women's showers.
But
But
women
the
can come
women
in the
can
men's
go
shower.
in the
In the
men's
men's
showers.
showers.
So it's like Kathmandu. Kathmandu is kind of like that too. They've got, which is really weird. They have 2 showers. One says men's, one says women. Other one doesn't say anything. So that's usually where the couples and stuff will go into those.
I think they should have bathrooms like that too, so.
But what's nice
should
about,
have
well, no,
men's,
the
women's,
bathroom.
And if you don't know what you are, you go in that one.
Well, see, the bathrooms are like that. The stools are actually in their own little closet at Kathmandu.
Yeah,
You gotta-
yeah, oh, that's true.
so it's
All along
anybody.
the outside
Yeah,
are the bathroom stalls, and then the inside are just the showers.
yeah. And then the very end shower,
They don't have toilets in the showers.
ours don't have in the shower either. It's on the
That-
outside.
Yeah,
So the showers are just the showers and the sinks.
That's it.
And then, except for we have one handicap one at the end. And there's 2 handicap
outhouses
there. It has a
outside.
handicap stall, and then it's got a table. It's really big. They're at the end of. We've used those sometimes too, and the other ones are full.
yeah.
So,
So Michael H. says, Gold Star family members, veterans, active duty can get in free. Just make sure to
Yes.
check the National Park website to make sure you have the acceptable
Proper-
proof.
that's right, and that's true. And they do it at the state parks too here in South Dakota, because they did.
Yeah.
Or they give you a discount. One of the two. I can't remember if it's free or they give you. It's the only discount they give. There's no discount for seniors here. There's no discount for South Dakotians.
Nope. He said co-ed crappers, Tam? I said no.
Double seaters. That's out at the Odd House at the at Glencoe. They got the double seaters, don't they? You can hold hands while you crap.
Glencoe does have a few.
Odd houses.
No, they have a few flush toilets,
Um,
but it's mostly they've got these wooden outhouses, and they're better than the plastic ones.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
It's a long way down
It's
instead
all
of.
clean, very
yeah,
clean.
that's
Yeah, they
good.
keep it clean.
You got showers on the other side.
There's 3 showers. There's one at the entrance, there's one at the triangle in the middle, and then there's one at the exit, the back exit
Okay,
by the drag strip.
okay.
And the drag strip is running very loud right at the moment.
already.
There's a lot of activity
Is
going
that
on
where they
there,
do
huh?
the flat track racing at?
Yeah. No, it's just a drag
Just a
strip.
straight trip.
Drag strip.
So I think I just about told everything that I wanted to say tonight. Maybe not. We
So
got
if
a lot
anybody
of
of you
videos.
want to exchange phone numbers with Neil or need any of our information, there's our email, contact us at bobandtams.com, and we'll email you either Neil's information if that's what you want, or we'll give you our information if that's what you want. So just let us know.
Mm.
Anyone know know how the cabins are at the Buffalo Chip? We are in the back 41s. I'm expecting a shed with a window shaker AC, hoping for a small fridge. Probably not a small fridge, but
I
the
don't
rest is
know.
right.
But he did. Where was that? Oh no, that was at one sexy biker chick. They were buying refrigerators for their rooms.
Mhm.
I don't know. When we went into one of the cabins,
If you look at last year at Buffalo Chip, Carol took us in. She was all excited because they had just redone this one and she wanted to show it to us.
it was nice and clean. It was nice
It was.
and big, but they had blow up mattresses instead of having.
So it's a piece of plywood built up with a blow-up mattress on top. It might have had a table and a window air, and I think that was it. There was nothing else in it. It was pretty plain Jane.
Most of them are that way. That's why when we find some of these ones like what Neil's doing in them at the
It's a core station.
they even give you the linens
Linens.
and stuff like that with it is a big thing, because if you got to bring all that junk on your bike,
Hey, lady
we
Kim.
shipped it out here. That's because Kathmandu, that's what they had. They had a little refrigerator, you got a coffee maker, a microwave, and an air conditioner. We had like a full size, maybe queen size, and it was a bunk bed. It had the big one on the bottom and a little one up on top, where we just do all our suitcases up on the top.
Yeah, we used that kind
And,
of like for storage. and
We
then slept
left,
on the
and they
bottom.
had mattresses, but they were like in plastic bags or something so they could clean them and stuff. And because you want to make sure that. You don't want to make sure you're throwing your sheets on a regular mattress. Who knows who's been there last year? Or who's been in there in
Bring your
between?
black light in there with you, or there could be critters in there for all you know.
Yeah.
Ron says they want to know if they're opening up the school for showers.
Yes.
As far as we know, and also the community center will be
Yes.
open for showers too.
Yes, we know that. They said so far. Everybody says that it's supposed to be a go still. There's no restrictions in South Dakota, so I don't see. The only restriction we've seen is at the national parks. If you go into any of the buildings inside, they're requiring mask
Like
mandate.
a federal building, you're
Yeah.
supposed to wear a mask. We went to the food side,
Like, I think the girl was just scared to say anything to anybody.
and she wasn't enforcing it. But if you went over to the
Gift
gift
shop.
shop side,
They
they wouldn't let you in unless
without
you
putting
put
a mask
you
on.
put a mask on or you don't go
You
in.
had to wear it properly.
Sweet value for China. Tell me about it. I know I was kind of excited because she was so excited to show
All
us.
that. Well, it's just like
And then I thought,
it's Pappy
oh, wow,
Hoyle's the
these are gonna
same
be
way.
great.
They get a fortune for those cabins. You really all you got is a freaking shed with
It's
an air
a shed.
mattress.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that's why I said sometimes with these smaller campgrounds that you can get a better deal and you know you're not at the big place, but well, that's why I said if I was going to spend that kind of money, I think I would be looking at renting a trailer.
Yeah, because George rented one last year and it was very nice. It was kind of beat up from the hail.
Who cares
but
what the outside looks like?
Looked like it was a brand new trailer.
Now he paid extra for the linen package. It came with the bed linens and towels and all that because he
And-
didn't want to bring it all down.
And then you
But I mean,
also
he didn't
got,
pay
like,
that much for
silverware
the
and
whole
food.
rally with his wristbands and everything. I think it was about $3,000 for
Yeah.
everything.
If you're on, George, let us know if we're right, if we're correct.
And that's not a bad deal for the full rally. And like I say, he paid for the linens. And because what ended up happening, he was supposed to have a couple of buddies come with him, and they
I
bailed
think
out
it was
on him.
supposed to be 3 couples. So there was 3 bedrooms, not 3 bedrooms, but 3
3 beds.
places to sleep. And at the last minute, they all canceled. I don't know. I can't remember why. And he wasn't going to come either, but he was still going to pay for everything. And then finally, at the last minute, he said, "Forget it, I'm going." And he came all by himself. So anyway, thank you to him because he gave us some of his. Because he also paid for 3.
I think a couple of them came with it, and he
Some-
paid for an extra
Yeah.
one.
So it came with the free.
Pump.
Yeah.
The honey wagon.
There you go. And so he gave us 2 of those. So that was nice of him. So we got
We
to
only
use
used
that.
one, I think, and we gave one away to somebody
Well, I
else,
think one we had already done it. We
Yeah.
brought the Blue Boy or whatever that thing's called.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about Days Inn. We have stayed there a few times. It's a nice, very nice place, but you do have to pay for the showers. I think it's a quarter for
Yeah.
5
I
minutes or
I
whatever.
hate those showers like that. They say they do that because some of them have told us because people go in and they start doing their laundry and everything else in the shower.
I've never seen that.
I've
but
never seen it either. But I mean, would I put it past somebody? No.
Put it on our Facebook page, Neil. He says he's got pictures of his cabin. He said he'll
right.
share them.
Yep.
There you go. Rick says, "What's the best place to boondock camp outside of Sturgis?"
There's a whole bunch of them. We did a video on that, how you can camp for free. It's probably about 2 months ago. You can go back and look at it. And it's probably in the playlist of 2022 playlist. There's just a bunch. We actually, which I don't have time to go through it. If you've got time and you're getting here and you don't have no place to stay and you're looking to boondock, all you have to do is go over to Rapid City, get off on, is it the 16A? What are we getting
I
off
think,
on?
yeah, 16.
And you get on Mount Rushmore Boulevard. You go out of Rapid City. Once you go up the big hill, you come down on the right-hand side is the National Forestry Office. Stop there. They'll give you two gigantic maps of all of the Black Hills, and they'll show you all the free places to camp. There's thousands of them.
So Eddie wants to know what's been the best favorite place to stay at the rally for the money you spent.
Glencoe.
Tony says Glencoe.
Well, now they're not. They got
Well, it
no.
depends on what you want too, because if you're looking like
It's
if
only
you want to go to
$350.
No, but you're boondocking. Well, you can go across the street from the Full Throttle, and you can boondock there for $150 for the full rally at Kickstand.
but you don't get all the entertainment.
Yeah.
No.
There's no
Well, it
entertainment.
depends on what you want.
Plus
If-
the pavilion has.
All those concerts
Yeah,
and
but see,
stuff.
There's 3-4 bands a night during the rally. Okay, I boondock, but I spend maybe $150 in fuel.
But
Okay,
see, like kickstands over there, you can get in the shade there. They're only $175. You get all the bands and all that's free too. That's what they were. They're higher now, but it was $175 at the beginning of the year. That wouldn't be a bad place if you don't. But you're not going to have. Depends what you're looking for. See, when I come to a rally, I'm not really looking to stay at the campground. I'm looking to go out and do stuff all the time.
See, so we're just looking for a place to stay.
Yeah.
Because
And we
he's
want
always been
electric.
like
I
that.
prefer electric. I want to run the air conditioner. when I want. I don't really want, especially now with gas as high as it is. I don't know if it, because in the long run, if you let your air conditioner run the whole time you're here, let's say it's breaking hot, and you figure you're paying $5 something a gallon for, because you put ethanol free, don't you?
Yeah. No, I don't.
No, you don't.
I
always do.
I ran my air conditioner for what, 4 hours today. That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't need
Yeah.
it.
But today
too
wasn't a hot
bad,
day, though.
yeah.
We had windows
I
open this
get
morning.
I get pumped out too. There's guys that come out there and they'll pump you out for $50. So
so you got to add that to your price
in
too.
3 weeks I get pumped out twice.
Okay, so that's another
It costs me
$100.
$100.
Yeah, so that's another $100 to your rate. So it just depends on what you want and what you want. See, for instance, like Kathmandu, actually, that's the place we've stayed the most at now. 3 times we've been at Kathmandu. And why do we stay at Kathmandu? A couple of reasons. One, they're very strict on noise at night. There's nothing worse than you got some moron guys behind you that get back at midnight and they turn their outside stereo on, and
They're up
I
till
don't
3 in
need
the
to
morning.
hear their headbanging music or whatever they're listening to all night long. So it depends what you want to do. Now, there's some people that come to the rally and they never sleep. Like there's a guy that's on our Facebook page. He said the other night, he says 12 more sleepies before he gets to Sturgis, because he has no intentions of ever sleeping the rest of the time that he's here, taking some cat naps or something. Now, if you're like that, it's great. We can't do that. Well, she would die. She dies after 8 hours. If she don't get her 8 hours of sleep,
I have to have at least 8. 9
for
is
her
nice.
body
10
to
is
work.
good.
for her body to work. She got up earlier today. Yesterday, she was in bed about 9:30 before she got
I had
up.
to get up early and check on Charlie.
And so it depends what you want. Now, if you want to see a lot of naked people and have a lot of fun, Glencoe's the way to go. Now, if you want to see the name brand concerts and you want to be entertained the whole time
And you
you're
want to
here,
be there right where it's at.
the Buffalo Chip is the way to go, because they got all the bike shows on property. They've got, which we're looking at now, which we actually have somebody looking at sponsoring us, which I don't know what they want us to do. So we'll have to see. But right now, we're really seriously thinking about signing a 3-year contract with the Buffalo Chip to be on their property for the next 3 years, all during the rally, never leave the property. I had no idea the stuff. We used to come out to, we've been out here for the last 20 years. We've been out here off and on a dozen times, probably, maybe a little more. And the only thing we ever did at the Buffalo Chip is walk into that bar, have a drink, get back on our bikes right away. I thought everything at the Buffalo Chip cost money. 90% of the stuff that goes on the Buffalo Chip is free. Things that cost
My
you
grandpa said that.
is going to the concert, or if you want to go down to Bikini Beach. There's actually a guy at the top of the hill that we didn't get to see, has full 3 big giant flatbed trailers with speakers, dance poles on them and everything. After midnight, it's supposed to be the ultimate party. Anything goes. And this guy's been working on this for, I don't know what he say, 5 years or 6 years. He's got quite a setup that he's got. He puts a fence up and it's got dance lights. It's like going down and watching a concert at this guy's place. He's got a DJ that was there last year, but the party always started at midnight, and we just have a tough time staying up past midnight.
Well, that's what we said. If we
People
go
working all
next year, and if we stay at the Buffalo Chip,
We're gonna take some naps.
we're
in the
going to go
afternoon.
home about 5 in the afternoon, lay down for about 4 hours, and
Get
then get up
about 8 or
and
9.
party all night.
Yeah, and be there for all the action and all that kind of stuff. And we're working on trying to get a secluded area for everybody that wants to stay when we're there. We're probably not gonna get no price break, that's for sure. But trying to get to maybe we can all be together. I know some of you said you got tents and you're interested. We got an area we're looking at when we got to talk to Carol about it and see what she says. But typically, the Buffalo Chip does not reserve specific sites. So once again, we'll be out here 3 to 4 weeks before the rest of you are even thinking about getting out of bed to even think about coming to Sturgis. We'll get out the old construction tape or the hazard tape, and I'll tape freaking 2 miles off if I have to. And
So,
that's our area.
Loyal says Glencoe's Mardi Gras with motorcycles. Pretty
Well,
much.
that and everything else. There's ATVs, there's bicycles, there's
Everything.
homemade.
swimming pools.
There's
Had,
what's that guy
a
driving around?
mechanic.
You had the boat out there before, didn't you? The guy that had the pirate's
pirate
boat.
We had a pirate boat. We had a 15-foot tall by 30-foot long Red Rider wagon.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Fire, something fire.
Red Flyer, yeah, whatever that wagon is,
Yeah.
the kid wagon,
Yep.
but a giant one, had big farm tractor wheels and a diesel engine underneath.
No,
the
so
thing.
it is. You're going to see all kinds of stuff out there versus some of the other
It just
campgrounds.
depends on what you want.
And it's like Pappy Hoyle. I have no idea what they do out of Pappy Hoyle. I know they got the pool out there, but But I mean, I don't know if people party out in the streets and stuff out there. I have no idea. We've never been out at Pappy Hoyle.
I don't know anybody that's been there. If anybody's been there, let us know.
You know,
Pam says she's gonna she's leaving on the 2nd from Seattle, going to Deadwood. She's gonna stay at the Springs Hill Suites. She likes her soft bed and hot showers. So she wants to know the best place to see the vendors. Is it downtown Sturgis or out at the Rally 55, exit 55?
Exit 55 is where all the big vendors are at. Now we still have people. Dan Kite's down here does pinstriping. He's right here on LaSalle. That's who we do our pinstriping with. Not really pinstriping. He paints everything
By hand.
Yeah, and he does all of our work for us. He's done great work. We're actually going to start doing videos for him to show you some of the great stuff he does. Anything in your mind he can paint. And so he's there. Speeds, our dyno guy, is down the street here. They're in front of.
They're on LaSalle and Main.
Yeah, right there where you turn to go to Harley. Indian dealer.
Right there. If you see the Indian dealer, if you turn right there, Speeds is right there in the corner.
And Indian dealers here. Other vendors in town here, I don't know. Like I said, with Lucky's here.
Lucky 13, the lighting place.
But most of the work, other than the people that I just mentioned,
J&P Cycles.
J&P Cycles has a handful of vendors, and we'll talk about that. We're going to go through, we're going to do a video and just talk about where the vendors are at. And I finally found enough websites that I found the majority of where everybody's at. But Exit 55 will have more vendors than anywhere else you're going to go anywhere in the. You could probably put all the other vendors into a parking lot, and they still won't have the vendors that they have at Exit 55. Now, what's nice about Exit 55 is right next door, that's where Amsoil Adam is. When you pull off the highway, let's say you're coming from Sturgis, you get off the highway, you're going to make a left-hand turn, you're going to go back over the bridge, and the first light is for the people to get back on the highway. The next one, the street's actually closed off there. You're not supposed to go any farther than that. You're going to turn right, then that's going to go down to the dealership, which is the only thing down that road. If you look to your left, there's a big, giant parking lot all fenced off. There's a bunch of vendors in there. That's where Amsoil Adam's at. That's where Fair and Exchange is there.
Wide Open.
If Wide Open comes, they'll be there. There's a whole bunch of people there. There's probably another, I don't know, 20 vendors maybe in there.
Mm-hmm. We're going to get a list of those vendors too.
You talking, let me count what they're going to be at Exit 55.
Because
right. I've got them. If you go to our Facebook page, there's actually a link there that you can click on. We'll show you all the vendors that are at Exit 55.
So Audie says he's got 5 full days there to show a newbie the rides. Is that enough time?
As long as you're not counting weekends. If you're counting
Probably
weekends.
not.
I tell people do not ride Iron Mountain, Needles Highway, or even Spearfish Canyon on Saturday or Sunday. Why? Because you got all the local people and cars and vacationers, and all them are coming out here. So, and I've heard on Needles Highway or in Iron Mountain that on a busy weekend, you could sit there for an hour or more trying to get through the single lane tunnels.
You can't do more than maybe 2 rides a day.
Yeah.
Well, we did last year. We did Custer State Park, went all the way around it. We did Needles Highway and Iron Mountain all on the same day.
They're right next to each
We didn't
other.
spend a lot of time there.
Right.
Because if you do Spearfish really just ride to the lodge and turn around.
Yeah.
There really isn't much of a ride unless you want to go out and do something on the back side. Like if you want to go to Deadwood and ride back around that way, you could. Von Knocker Road, you could knock out. That's like here. We did all of our rides in 4 days. And we had plenty of time to do all of our rides in 4 days.
Because we stop a lot too.
That doesn't count like
Well, we didn't go to the Badlands. We didn't go out to Devil's Tower.
Devil's
Well, see, I tell
Tower.
you, if you're coming here for 4 or 5 days, Badlands and Badlands and Devil's Tower should not be on your list.
Spur Creek
You spend too
Ranch.
much time going out that far. And so what you have to do is figure out, let me count, 1, 2.
You guys been up to Spur Creek?
Yeah, we went with you last year, the year
Oh,
before,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was not a good year for her because that was all the COVID stuff was
Right.
going on. I think it must have been 2020? Yeah, it wasn't last year. It must have been the year before we went
Yeah.
out there.
Somebody
still not
asked
busy.
if there's a bikers only area at Glencoe. There is.
Okay,
And only bikes are allowed in that area.
well, that's nice. There's 87 Ricer. Isn't Rick Rack there too? Rick Rack will be out at exit 55, out at the Harley dealership. Are you still friends with Ciro? Yes, we are. What was the pinstripe you liked? His name is Dan Kite, Kite, like a kite you fly. He's going to be on LaSalle. If you're coming and you see JP Cycles, he's in that next block across the street from JP Cycles. So you have to pass JP Cycles and across the street. That's where he is. He's actually there right now, but I don't think he can do anything because you have to have the permits. Loyal says got a 1991 Sturgis.
All right. How many vendors do you think are at exit 55? What's your guess?
Gotta be 400, 500?
Not that high. What's your guess?
No?
150.
117. 117 vendors at exit 55. Now that's just at exit 55. That's not counting what's over at where
The
Amsoil
vendors
Adam
by-
is.
yeah.
Well,
There's
yeah, I
another
was
20 or
counting
so
that,
because
too.
that's
Okay.
not part of Harley Davidson there.
It's a
So
whole
I'm
other
just
vendor
counting
lot.
what's at the Harley Davidson dealer. There's 117 vendors. Now some of the vendors are non-for-profit, like there's going to be
You write it?
a military thing there that's selling stuff. So there is some other things there, and that's also counting the food vendors and everything. They only have those few food vendors at the end. But
Bye, Sandy.
to me,
Good
you can
night.
almost, which is what we got to do that video too. If you want to have work done, you can email us, and we will send you a phone number for that vendor that you have. If you know the day you want to do it, and the idea is, if you're coming to Sturgis and you want something done or buy something, you need to do it the very first day. Do not, and I repeat, do not wait till towards the end of the rally to decide, hey, I want to go down the Rick Rack and get a stereo. Odds are probably two things are going to happen. One, he's going to be so busy you can't get in, or two, he's sold out already. So that happens a lot with these vendors that they run out of product. So if you can set up your appointment, just like me, I set mine up for Laconia. We spent our 4 or 5 hours there first thing on Wednesday morning, and we got our bike done. And it wasn't a big deal. To where some of these other ones, if you get there during the day, you're just going to have to drop the bike off, and you're going to have to figure out what the hell you're going to do all that time. So if you can at least set an appointment up, you can get in line and make sure, like me, I like to be there first thing in the morning. We're somebody that gets up bright and early. I have no problem being there when they open up the tent.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be behind 5 people waiting for an oil change at Amsoil Adam.
Pepper Cracker says, how many bikes do you think are parked at the Black Hills Harley parking lot? 1,000.
More than 1,000. Probably, my guess, 2,000-3,000. Because you figure we counted that Lake of the Ozarks, and it was 1,200. And you figured there could even be 5,000 bikes parked there. We'll have to calculate it. They usually have pretty good rows. We'll see if we can calculate because we want to count Main Street this year. We're going to count it on a busy day when the bikes are all lined up. We're going to count all the way down both sides and tell you the total, because we got into it with Adam Amsoil last night about how many people. I say the numbers that these cities come up with is bull crap. There's no 400,000 people going to be here. There's never been 400. I don't care. Even the 75th did not have over 400,000 people here. No. First of all, that's like he said. Well, people ran out of the houses. Okay, there's only 7,000 people live in this town. So let's just say 2 people live in every house. And there's houses that got kids and everything else. So there's more than that. So that's only 3,000 houses. How many hotel rooms do you think is in this town? Maybe not even 100, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Okay. How many people do you think you can put in Glencoe? Maybe 1,000 if you're lucky. When you start counting them, you'll be surprised. So you start looking at a lot of these campgrounds. It's like the Kathmandu. It's really big too. We'll ask him when we're there how many he had. So when you sit down and start looking, my biggest one, which a lot of you heard me, Daytona said they had 150,000 people there.
There's 1,000 RV hookups at Glencoe.
But you're a long way from 400. That giving me a total of 400,000 people are staying here.
Sure, okay.
Okay, the whole state doesn't even have 1 million people living here, so we don't even have 500,000 homes in this state. So how can we have 1 million people showing up here? It isn't happening. But the idea is if we told you, Daytona was that way. They said there was 150,000 people. So I asked the city, how did you determine that? Hotel rooms in Daytona. You know how many hotel rooms are in Daytona? 17,000. So once again, how did 150,000 people? Oh, like Adam Amsoil said, well, they're staying in St. Augustine's. Well, how many rooms do you think is in St. Augustine? They don't have the rooms that Daytona has. I can guarantee you that. I was going to look and see. Let me ask that. I was going to see how many rooms were in.
That's a long way from
Yeah,
Daytona.
they say, but a
50
lot of
miles.
people say, well, people stay at the Badlands and come to Sturgis, so people stay
How
up
many
in
hotel
Wyoming,
rooms are
Devil's
in
Tower.
Las Vegas?
Tower. Sure.
150,000 hotel.
Okay.
According to
Las
Downtown
Vegas.
Alliance,
Probably no
Las
place has as
Vegas
many
offers
hotels
over
as Las Vegas.
150,000
150,000 rooms in Las Vegas. So you're telling me there's 400,000 people staying here? Look at how many people are in Las Vegas, and they're never sold out.
Yeah.
So see, that's why I said
Count the bikes on Main Street.
we're going
That's what
to.
we're going to do.
And,
this
and
year.
that's one snapshot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
I'll bet you most of those bikes are only there for 2 hours.
Yeah, if that, probably an hour.
But how many bikes do you think is going to be there?
What's it, 6 blocks long?
You got 10 minutes left.
Got
So while you're thinking of the number, you know why they tell us there's so many people here?
600 per block.
No, there's not that many in per block. We did Lake of the,
150.
we did
150 in
we
a
did-
row on one side. You got 4 rows.
I know we did
That's-
Lake of the Ozarks, which is about 4 blocks long, and it was 1,200 bikes. I was shocked as hell. It was as far
We
down as
thought
you could
there was
see.
at least 5,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like it to look at it.
Yeah.
I thought, wow.
And we spent the time and we
I
counted
got
it
a
because we're
picture.
like,
I'm going to count them right now.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. Las Vegas has 150,000 rooms. But see, here's the reason is if we like Daytona, I said there was about 20 to 25,000 people in Daytona this year. That's my number. Okay. But if they said that, they can't raise the prices to the vendors. They're going to say, I want a discount because last year you said there was 250,000 here.
Yeah,
So if we can tell you that it's always bigger and better,
right.
we can charge more money for everything. We can charge our motel. Deadwood can charge $500 for a motel room.
Yeah.
You know, but like in Deadwood, I'll bet you there's not even 1,500 people in Deadwood during the day. It looks busy because it's such a small area.
Yeah.
There's no parking there. They only got 3 parking lots. And of course we get to all park on the street. So now you got people you get these stupid morons down at the train station parking campers and motorhomes and stuff down there. They're taking up space. Then you got cars that are sticking in there. You can't park at the casino unless you stay there at the hotel when you first come in town. So you only got the bikes that are on Main Street. So in the garage, the one parking garage you first come in town, that's only for the hotel too there.
So Ethan Reister says the Lake of the Ozarks was the least attendance number that there's ever been from last year.
I'm calling 2,000 bikes on Main Street.
Okay. Which could be close.
Yeah.
2,000 would not be a bad number. Since we counted 1,200 in Lake of the Ozarks, 2,000 would be close.
Mhm.
I don't think it'd be much more than that. But yes, but you would think that's you just.
It looks like a lot more
I'll bet
than that.
but the average person probably thinks there are 5,000 to 10,000 bikes down there.
Mm.
There's not. It's like, well, one of the things we wondered is last year we went down there to find a parking spot and we couldn't find one early in the morning. We walked up and down Main Street and looked in the shops. There
Nobody.
probably wasn't 50 people in all of Main Street,
That's what we
but yet
thought.
there was
Where
there
were
was
the people that rode them bikes
yeah.
in?
It's almost like somebody like a dealership came down here and stuck a bunch of bikes up
Yeah.
to make it look like there's a bunch of people here. I have no idea, but I'm like, where are they at?
Yeah.
If I park my bike there, I'm on Main Street. I'm not going to park my bike and go to Glencoe and hang out.
Right.
So
Are you asking how old we are?
85.
Guess. Well, I want to see what your guess is. How old do you think I am? I bet there's over 1 million.
A million people.
I don't know, or 1 million bikes down there at Harley Davidson.
Well, you
maybe.
can look at that. You can look at all the bikes that they had in the tent, and if they have them all out there, they had 400. But I mean, that full tent is completely full, and that's probably
That's
3
Loyal.
blocks long.
Loyal says they're probably counting the people before the rally, during the rally, and after.
Well, they
the
can't
rally.
count. That's the problem. They can't count at all.
Well,
So what
they're
Sturgis does
guesstimating.
is they weigh the trash. Okay. And I don't know how they do that because let's
They
say we
go
go to
by-
Tony's here and he drinks 20 cases of beer this week
No,
and
he
we
drinks
drink-
tequila.
and we drink no beer. So how do
10
they
handles
calculate
of
that?
tequila.
And
I drink
so
enough.
Audie
for
said
3
he's going to be
people.
here Sunday to Friday.
Sunday to Friday. Yeah. Is it during bike week, right? So during bike week, if you get up early, see, that's the
It
problem
is.
a lot of people do. People get up at 10 or 11 o'clock.
Because they drink all night.
Let's
and
head
they-
on down to Iron Mountain. So it's
Well,
an
we got
hour.
to eat breakfast first.
Yeah, so it's an hour ride to get down there. So now it's 12, 1 o'clock. By the time you start getting out there, you're out there with everybody else.
1,600-mile rally, Nomad said.
And so, yeah, it's what you want to do is
5-minute warning.
the idea is, which we've got a video we're getting ready to do. We've got half of it written down now. That things that you should think about. If I'm coming for the first time, what should I think about? And one of the things that I think you should do is we don't have all our videos up. Go back and watch 2020 or go back and watch our 2021 playlist and sit down with a piece of paper and watch our videos and say, hey, I'd like to go there. Write that down. Oh, I'd like to go here. Write all the things down you've
That's what
been
he said.
down.
He doesn't care about the Badlands or Devil Tower.
And then from
you should get most of
there,
the rides done.
but it depends on what you want. There's so many great rides. You can go out here on the 385. It's a great ride. You can go out on the 14A, the 16A. Those are nice rides at times. You can go out here and visit all the little towns. You go out and see the only town that ever sold on eBay. You know, Aladdin. That's pretty neat. People that own the grocery store, they own the town. And they bought it on eBay.
It's all together.
Yeah, pretty neat.
It's
And
the grocery store,
not much to it, but it's just
the
neat to say.
restaurant, the church.
Well, there's the hotel down the street there. They got a little
I think
hotel
it's all
there.
one building.
No, the hotel's down a little. I'm not sure if they own the hotel or not. But that's kind of a neat thing. If you're going out to Sundance or like Sundance where they do the burnouts at.
Uncle Louis is having prime rib on, is it Sunday night?
Yeah, but I don't know if they do it all, during the rally.
Oh,
It's $27.
and you get, I don't know, 16 ounces of prime rib and a
Baked
baked potato and a
salad.
salad, I think.
And they sell out. It's
Yeah.
it's only the
It's
sale's only
only
good
good.
till it sells out.
Yeah.
And it's only the
good
one
while it
down.
lasts.
I think it's this one and Spearfish does it.
Mm.
And we haven't got out there to even talk to Uncle Larry about his other two stores.
Because he's
And-
been down there. He opened one in
Sundance.
Sundance, and he's been down there a lot because I think he's trying to get it going, and so he's down there more than he is up here. So he
This
hasn't
one
even
kind of
got
runs
to-
on its own.
Yeah,
And
I think he's got some people managing it, so I think
it
it's
seems to
pretty
be,
good.
like, we've already ate there, what, 3 times already?
Yeah, I think so.
And they're really good staff. Somebody told me last year they got really crappy food. If you go into like Uncle Louis and your food's not what you thought, then you tell them.
Yeah.
They're either fix it right or unless you ate it all,
There you go.
they're
Fat
not going to
Curious.
charge you for it. But
There can
we
be
have
some
never
camp
gone
out.
in there and had a bad meal or bad service.
Us too.
So and they go in there too. Tony and them, they go in there too, and never had any bad service or bad food. But I know during the rally they get busy. Something could happen. One of our best restaurants, which I won't say what the restaurant is, I still haven't been able to go back in there because I had a chicken fried steak and I ate half of it, and the inside it wasn't cooked at all. It was just ooey gooey. And by the time because I had gravy on it, so I wasn't thinking.
He thought
And
it
then
was
I
just
finally
the
looked at it, and I'm like, it looked like there was worms in it from the hamburger meat, and I was like, thought I was gonna get sick. And they gave me the food for free, but it's like great restaurant. I love the place. I just haven't been able to go back in and eat in the place yet. And that's been over a year now.
Yeah.
I'm getting close to 2 years. And
That was last year when we got home,
Oh,
I
it
think. Yeah.
and so yeah,
Rain gear for 40 degrees to 105 degrees. Somebody asked if they should cover your bike at night.
we do.
There is dew out here, so yeah.
Well, it helps with the dust. And somebody else said something about hail. Would it help? It wouldn't hurt. It can't do you any harm to have a cover on it. Also, one more thing, if somebody would want to steal your bike, they do steal bikes everywhere. They steal a bike. You know, if there's a cover on it, that's one more thing the guy's got to do to take the stupid cover off. Got to unhook it. I tie it to the front wheel and everything.
He doesn't know what he's stealing
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, somebody said that before. Go buy. I'm not trying to insult any Honda dealers, but all you Harley dealers, go buy you a Honda bike cover and put it on your motorcycle. Well, Tony needs to go get a Kawasaki cover put on his Honda, so they don't take his Honda in case they're really looking
We'll
for
see
a
you
Honda.
soon, Jerry. Be careful driving up here.
So yeah, so that's if you're coming out here, that's the best thing to do if you've never been here before. It's just like I say, go look at our videos, and we've got new ones that'll be coming out about different rides and things to see in the cities.
But
and
if you're
stuff.
leaving soon and we don't happen to get them up, and once you get here, you either don't have time to watch us or anything else, watch last year's videos and it'll
Yeah.
give you some helpful hints.
And the last 2 years, first year we did a lot. We went around everywhere. We had a lot of people talking. We didn't show
Okay,
any
Randy.
girls hardly at all. I was going to go back and do a highlight. And I was like, holy crap, I ain't got nothing hardly. We talked to everybody. And so we got a lot of interviews with people and met with a lot of people and stuff. And talk about rides and all that. Last year we did a little bit better on the rides. We show you where the 3 waterfalls are at, because that's a whole day there. If you're going to go out and look at the waterfalls, first one,
Spearfish Canyon.
it's right there. But the other 2, you got to walk a little way, not very far. The longest one's the 3/4 of a mile, which ain't no big deal. She made it up and back. So,
If I can make it, you
but
can make it.
they're worth looking at. They're pretty good sized waterfalls, not like you'd see at Yellowstone or
Falls.
someplace like that. But I mean, good for this area.
Yeah, they're nice. They're pretty.
But there's sometimes we've walked down a thing and they said
No
it was
one
a
gets their
waterfall.
age.
It's that the waterfall was 3 foot tall. You see that in a creek over here.
I guess
So
not.
that's the first thing, is write down what you want to see. And if nothing else, you can email us and say, hey, here's what I'm thinking about doing, and we're here for 2 days. Well, you ain't going to see any of that. Basically, usually the first day you get here, you can't count that day, because if you've been riding your bike, you're just going to kind of relax the first day. You might go out and have a couple drinks, but you're not going to go out on no ride. So then the next day, you're going to start your rides. And when we came out here, well, actually, the first couple of years we came out here, I don't think I ever did Needles Highway. I thought Iron Mountain and Needles Highway was the same road.
Somebody asked about mosquitoes too. Have you got mosquitoes out there?
We don't have anywhere.
Yeah,
we're
we
at.
haven't had any mosquitoes.
Flies
Lots
are
of
the
flies.
flies out here bite.
The
But we
flies
really-
are biting too.
Yes,
Yeah.
we haven't really
And we
been out
got
at night.
beetles.
I got
These-
beetles.
These little beetles
Mm.
everywhere.
We don't have that. So there's
Oh,
some
you had
bugs
that
out
last year too, didn't you? I remember
Yeah.
we came. It was
Yep.
like all over the couch and
Yep.
everything outside. I remember that.
Kind of like in Florida, got the
yes.
love bugs.
I think it was last year, or the year before.
They don't do anything. They're just
Yeah,
there.
they're
Pain
just
in the
there.
ass.
Yeah, they got.
But the
swiped them off and
flies
sit
here
down.
do bite. She got bit in the truck a while ago.
Yes, all of a sudden the top of my big toe, I'm like, ow! It felt like something stung me, and I looked. There's a fly sitting on my
So
toe.
I figured they're not really flies. They're something else.
I don't know what they are, but it hurts.
But they do bite, and they're really slow. They're pretty easy to kill.
Yeah.
She killed first fly I think she ever killed with her hand.
Oh, it was on the truck, and I was like, oh, I got it. I was like,
And she's never got one before. And I said, well, you shouldn't have hit it if you're gonna have such a fit of She's wiping it on the window. I'm like, get you out a wet one and wipe your hand. Jeez.
Neil got that big SS race this year, so he's
Like stepping
Okay.
on the roaches in
Yeah,
Florida.
yeah.
After you step on it, you're sorry you did.
sweet dreams. Good night, Lady Tam. Yeah, it's your 2-hour mark.
All right, you got to get through your questions.
All right, staying at Terry's Peak. Where's the breakfast spots?
I don't know where Terry's Peak's at.
Either staying
Never heard
near
of that.
Terry Peak.
I don't know where
I don't
that's
know.
at.
A lot. Go by churches, fire stations. A lot of those are having
Oh, okay.
breakfasts. Those are some good places to go. Louis Diner is a good
Where
place. There's
is
one in
Terry's
Spearfish, Sundance,
Peaks in
and
South
Sturgis.
Dakota?
Those are good places for breakfast. If you're out in Rapid City, there's a bunch of Perkins, stuff like that.
Oh, that's in Lead.
Oh, okay.
It's a ski resort.
Oh, all right.
There, I don't know I think there's a community center or a church that has breakfast there in Lead. I think. If not, Deadwood. Where's your favorite place to eat breakfast in Deadwood?
Oh, the Franklin Hotel. Oh my gosh.
Their bacon is like this thick.
And it like melts in your mouth. Oh my gosh. Best bacon I've ever had in my whole life. Yeah, that was good. Our first time
Not the cheapest, but
no,
definitely good.
it was very good. Went to Raleigh one day, rode notable rides, and we loved it. Yep. You don't have to come to the city of Sturgis to enjoy the Black Hills. That's
Yeah. Sturgis is most of the time. I always tell people when we first came here, it's the same thing. We parked on Main Street, we walked down the street, and people argue all the time. This rally's not that crowded. You just got to know what time to be.
where
in
to
the
go
area.
and where at.
You know, if you want to come down to Main Street and see all the bikes and see everything coming in, get down here before noon. You know, you can get down here 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. There'll be plenty of bikes parked on the street. All the shops are open. You can walk
Plus
down
10.
Main Street. You could eat lunch down there someplace. There's plenty of places there. The Knuckle, the Loud American. We got the Iron Horse here. They got lunch and stuff. There'll be a bunch of other vendors out there. You can spend the afternoon, get on your bike.
Well, I think
done
when
your
I
thing.
Jack's, they said they're serving breakfast too in the mornings and stuff
There's a
like
bunch of
that.
places to do. Pappy
And I
Hoyles.
think Side Hacks, it has breakfast. I don't know if the Knuckle
Well,
does
most of
or
these
not.
places all have breakfast in the morning.
Just don't piss off the Hells Angels and the Banditos and
Sons of Silence.
Sons of Silence.
That's one of our subscribers is a Sons of Silence guy.
So Tim, if you're coming out, if you're going to be out here on Monday, August 8th at 3 o'clock at Kathmandu here in Sturgis, it's a campground here in Sturgis. Well, can
Meet
see
and
you
greet.
there. We're going to have our meet and greet.
Meet and greet is there. Tuesday, we're going out to Topos Tuesday, and we're going to do a ride out there. That's leaving early. We're going to leave somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. So we get out there early, and we like to park the bikes right in front, and then we can get the heck out of there by 2 o'clock. And so that'll be that. Wednesday's going to be our ride out to Hewlett, the Ham Jam. If we have a good sized group, we are considering going by
You have
Devil's
to meet your
Tower
whole
because it's only
family.
10 miles more to Devil's Tower. Loop around to Aladdin and then end up in Sundance. She thinks we're going to get all that done. That's her plan. My plan was Hewlett and Sundance. That's it. So we'll see what happens.
Well, we're not going to go around you.
Yeah, we're not
Devil's
going
Tower.
into it.
Well, probably there's a big pull off there where you can
Well,
get some really nice
You
pictures.
can pull up right to where the KOAs are on one side and that place is on the other side. That grocery
Yeah,
store, food place, big giant tourist trap. If you ever want to go to Wall's Drug, it's better to go to that little store that's out there. It's a whole lot neater than Wall's Drugs.
Yeah, the little store before
They
you
had
get
a
into
fire
town.
there.
No, that was,
was years
Cactus.
ago.
No, Cactus.
Are you talking about
Sure.
Wall's Drugs?
Wall's Drugs.
Oh yeah, it's across the street.
It was
We went out
across
there.
the street?
We videotaped it, but
Cactus
they
Cafe.
done Within one day, they completely removed that building.
It was
Wow.
gone.
Everything was
We
gone.
went because they told us about the fire, and we thought, well, we'll drive through there.
We'll film it.
So we're pulling the big old trailer, go down Main Street, all the way down to the end. It's like it's gone. There's nothing
You
there.
can see a little
You
burn
can
on
see
the,
the hole,
where on the
and that's it.
blocks on the other buildings had been
Dead.
burned. That's what she said. They probably already built another building there and replaced it. But everybody kept saying, "Oh, it's right next door." And all. No, it's across the street from it.
Somebody has that. I think that's Sunday
What?
night, though, the last day of the rally. Somebody said that they heard the Beaver Bar is $10 all you can. Oh, all you can. Oh yeah, Beaver Bar is
Sunday.
breakfast.
Sundays. I don't know if they do it more than on Sunday or if they do it every day.
And the school, the high school, also has a breakfast too.
Most of them
Goodness.
do. The high school's got it. The Vets Club's got. The Vets Club
breakfast.
always talks about their breakfast. Almost everybody charges about $12 for breakfast.
It's about the going rate.
But the Vets Club, what's the only thing nice about the Vets Club is they give you real dishes and real silverware. No
Yes.
plastic, no paper.
No paper plates and no plastic spoons.
Yeah, so that's kind of the only nice thing about that one. But they're not all you can eat.
62,
But I know
almost.
the Beaver
August.
Bar posted a picture the other day. They're not here yet either. We're waiting for her to show up. And
That's
somebody
the-
said she might be here Thursday next week.
Who?
I don't know the Beaver Bar,
Oh,
and
you
we
know,
haven't seen any
I
life out
didn't
there
call.
yet.
Dang it, I forgot to
Yep.
call again.
Well, you can try to
The Pizza Buffet, that's the Pizza Ranch, but do they have breakfast? I don't
No,
think
they
they
don't
have
have
breakfast.
They don't open till like 11.
Yeah, Vets Club's good for breakfast. That's
Yeah.
true. That's what we just.
And they
said.
also have it out at the AM Vets. That's where Neil always likes to go. I think it's about $12.50 out there for breakfast too. And we ate out there one day for breakfast. It's okay.
Hi,
and there's a
Texas
bunch
Poncho.
of different
How you
places.
doing?
I don't know if all the churches. I don't know if we're gonna get time. We tried to hackle with all the churches last year, and it was a pain in the ass. So I don't think I'm gonna run around and
And
see.
one we went to all the time, and I got the number and I called, and
Never called us back.
So
it's
good
like
thing I
whatever.
wasn't thinking about doing something crazy.
So there was one. We used to always eat at the one that
Pastor
was
never
right
called me back.
downtown here, right on the other side of the police station. Not the police
It's
station, City
the
Hall.
Lutheran Church.
They have one there, and that's where we used to go all the time and eat at that one. And then there was a nice one
Did you
on the
wait with
other
him?
side of the highway that we went to when we stayed at. We found that when we were staying at the RV park,
Big Five, or
Yeah.
the Big Rig Park.
and it stayed there. And we found this one was just down there, and it was out of the way. It was
Hmm.
on that side of the highway.
Oh, I think the one in the Vets Club was all you can eat too.
I don't think it is,
You think it's just a one-time go through?
because you'd have to get another plate.
I don't know.
I don't think it was all you could eat.
Thing flies.
I don't think any of them are all you can eat. Maybe the Beaver. I don't know if the Beaver Bar was there or not.
They,
But I mean, if they're charging $20, they might be.
Yeah, what's the taco place on Junction?
Taco John's.
Put
A lot of people eat there. A lot of people eat it there. They need breakfast. Pappy Hoyle's we ate at Pappy Hoyle's before. They've got a
We don't
breakfast
eat
out
breakfast.
there. Well, we
No,
don't
we
eat
don't
them
either.
anymore.
We're fasting. So,
Yeah, that's how we lost weight.
why hasn't Tony ever tried another campground?
Have you stayed anywhere else?
No. We've gone to the Chip, but we got bored and left.
Not to stay.
We've got a day pass,
Yeah.
and so we figured we'd spend the night there and everything. Brought sleeping bags and the truck and whatnot, and by 11 o'clock we left. It was boring.
Wow.
Tony likes
We've never
excitement.
been there. We've never been to that Grand
Plus,
Mount
a lot
Grand,
of our friends.
that
going.
in Deadwood. We've seen a lot of stuff about it now. It's a beautiful place. It looks like they just redid it all.
Yeah, we never been in there.
We've made friends at Glencoe that
That's probably the main
I
reason.
mean, we've got friends from Glencoe that live in South Carolina, Pennsylvania, North Dakota.
See, Sturgis is like that.
Some
You see a lot of these campgrounds. We found that when the last year at the Buffalo Chip, how many guys have been going out there for 20 or 30 years,
Mhm.
and that's how they've only
So it's
met
like a
there.
family reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it
they never
is.
see them the rest of the year.
And,
They
and-
just
and so, some of them are two miles from my house,
Yeah.
and we're like best buds now.
Yeah.
And of course, I had to bring his golf cart to
But they
Glencoe
do
this year.
come
Yes.
and Visit us.
Yeah.
Friends that we met
Yeah.
here.
So that's
That's
what ends up
It's
being
the
with most
camaraderie is
with-
a lot of it.
with us, we're different from most people because we're out all day. We don't really 99% of the time we never even talk to who's next to us. Now we have met some friends. We have a girl that's been out here a few times, and
She actually responded about Charlie.
oh, did she?
Mhm.
And we met her out here. She
Kelly.
and so we got to be kind of friends with her, and we met her a couple times out here over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes you do see some people like that, but overall, mostly, other than now with the YouTube channel, we do see more people. I mean, Tony is really about the only person we really know that's here for sure. We have seen some of our Harley riders from California have come
Mhm.
out here, and we just bumped into them. But most of the time, I don't really know. A lot of the people we don't really have a network
Pretty
of friends. We have more people that we know from when we were in high school that live back in Illinois. I got a friend in Missouri, and Art's back in California, and we just don't. I don't know what I want to say. We don't have a lot of friends, but I mean, we have people that we know. We've known Tony and them for a long time, and we met them just by accident too, by going to an event, and we all met up and touched base over the years, and
We really don't like Bob in town, but you know,
and so it's different. And now it's a lot different because now we got this big family of
Yep.
people that we know, and the only advantage,
family.
yeah, the only disadvantage we have is most of you we know,
You know
nothing
us,
about you,
and we don't
And
know you.
so when we first started this channel, the first year I was out here in 2020, people come and say, "Oh, yeah, I'm Tony and Judy."
There you
I'm like,
go.
"Oh, I'm Bob, and this is Tam." They're like, "We already know that." Oh, I guess you do.
So there's where Dan Kite's going to be. He's going to be on LaSalle and Fifth Street. So when are you actually going to start? Do you have any permits yet, or is there a day you can start, Dan? Because Nomad Pilot, which is AKA Ken, he's the one that won your prize in our
Discount.
giveaway.
Yeah. And so
Hi,
yeah.
Karen.
So it just depends. See, what's bad about Sturgis is you have to buy, if you want to open, like if he wants to open this next week, he's got to buy a separate permit for each week. And a lot of the vendors don't want to do that because you just don't know. That's just that much more money you have to spend not knowing what you're going to make. And so it's kind of, it's an iffy situation. Now, people like at
Bye, Randy.
Exit 55, it's different because it's on private property. So a lot of times, I think they still have to have a business license, but it might be that the city gets it, or I mean, the dealership gets it far. I don't know what Glencoe does for their vendors and stuff, but a lot of different vendors and stuff
Buffalo Chip.
work off of when
Glencoe
they
have
are open
vendors?
because it's private property.
They have vendors.
Oh, do they?
But I don't know.
So it just all depends on what that's, but I know in the city here, you have to get a permit, and the permit's good for basically
7 days.
Yeah, it's good. Well, it's good for the time of the rally. So if the rally starts on Friday, it's over on Saturday. That's the permit's good for that time. If you want to do
If you want to open early,
yeah,
the
if you want to open
pre-rally.
this Saturday coming up, which is because actually Harley Davidson Exit 55 is really only pre-rally is only Saturday and Sunday. That's it. The rest of the week, all the vendors are still going to be there and they're all going to be open, but their pre-rally ended. It's just Saturday and Sunday, which I thought was the whole week.
I just read today that the state permit is $1,100 for anybody doing
Here,
anything.
last year was $1,500 for a permit here in
Oh,
the
they
city.
are. Dan says we're open and legal. Bought
There
our
you go.
permits, ready
There
to
you
pay.
go.
There you go. So if any of you are out here earlier and you want to get some pinstriping done on your bikes, go see Dan. They're on LaSalle and Fifth
Come
Street.
early. He likes to do it early.
That's right.
Earlier the better.
There you go. Then you don't have to wait for that last minute or stand in a
You
crowd
can
or
truck,
wait till
or
the
you
next
come
day.
right before lunch. You could walk down to the Knuckle there and have a beer, or you could come a little bit farther and come here to the Iron Horse and have a beer, or have lunch, and look around. And
Yeah.
by the time you get done, he'll be all done.
There you
Doesn't
go.
take him very long.
He's
He zips them out
good.
there.
He's good.
And
He's
sometimes I look at that.
Accurate and fast.
My hands aren't even smooth enough to shake it, and how he does, I don't know.
Oh, he draws those lines on, and he's just like, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how he does
There was
it.
one time, it was
He's
last
good.
year, he was doing minions. I guess he'd never done a minion, and he had it was all yellow, and I'm like, he says, "Do you know what a minion looks like?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "How's that color?" I said, "You're off a little bit on the yellow." And so he redid the yellow again. He says, "How's that look?" I said, "I think you got it this time. That looks really good." Well, he takes stuff like off the internet. He'll take a picture.
Yeah.
Like if somebody knows what they want, it's like one person had a tattoo. Well, the tattoo, when they made a copy of a picture of it, it wasn't quality enough grain for him to really get a good picture of it. So
Get
they
the
ended up
colors.
finding a picture like it on the internet, and then he was able to. He just sticks it next to it, and
He draws it.
he's just very good at what he does.
Amazing.
So does the city have permits at the campgrounds as well?
I don't know. It depends on the campground, but I would think, well, if you're in
It's
the
private property.
But
so.
see, you got to collect sales tax. That's the issue that you have. Now, see, some of the things, like when you do like the dealerships and stuff, sometimes with the dealerships, the sales run through the dealership. Now, I know it doesn't do it out here at Black Hills Harley because there's a lot of independent dealers out there that have nothing to do with what Harley Davidson sells. Rick Rack, Zero, things like that. So we could check on that and find out. We could talk to the vendors. We could have called Shane. We talked to Shane today, but we'll see him next week. And
So if you're gonna wear your cuts or colors, check the door before you go in, because some bars allow
most of
colors,
ours,
some
They'll
don't.
let you.
Most of the bars in this town do not allow
So
cuts
somebody says that
or colors.
He wears a Mongol patch and a Hell's Angel bar. Well, I get carried out.
Is there a
No,
Hell's
they'll just
Angel
tell you-
bar?
What?
Is there a Hell's Angel bar?
No,
I've never heard of
no,
that.
there's not a Hell's Angel bar. But
No.
right now there's 2 bars. It's Side Hacks
Hacks.
and the Vets Hall.
That you can wear your
Yeah.
cuts in.
Somebody said
And a dungeon bar.
Yeah, Dungeon Bar. We'll find out if there's any more, but all the big ones, we just talked to them today here.
Iron Horse, no. Loud America, no. One-Eyed Jacks, no.
Knuckle, no. And most of them do have signs up that say no color. The problem is just like when we talked to some of the ones today, some of the bars we were down here today, is they try to do it. But ends up happening is, 10 or 15 of them come in here, and next thing you know, they're giving crap to some of the Patreons that are here, and they chase them off, and then nobody else comes in, and that hurts the bar. Well, in some of these different cities that have rallies, those clubs will be responsible for their members. So you can call the clubhouse up and say, hey, so-and-so, your guys are in here causing a bunch of crap. Well, they'll come over and they'll kick their asses out. The bar has nothing to, doesn't have to deal with it. Well, in this town, we're hearing that none of the clubs will step up and take that responsibility. So these bars, they want our money. They just assume our money is why we've come all this way. There's a lot of the clubs here that one has a campground here, and some of you are our members and our subscribers, and we appreciate a lot of you guys and girls that are out there, because there's some girls that belong in the clubs too. And so because we were asking around today, because one person told us that they believed it was the city pushing it. Now, once we walked around, it is not. The city does not say you can have colors or not, because the city actually rents. They get permits to have stores down here for the HA.
Mhm.
They can have vendor stores. So if
usually
they
have
didn't,
several stores.
if they didn't want them in town at all, they would just say you can't have a permit. Sorry. So they're not doing that. So
And there is a HA house down here too,
Yeah,
right on.
but they're not
well,
here
it's
yet.
on
we
Third,
drove by there a while ago. And they weren't
Third
here
and
yet.
Main. So
And
that means you can't wear your hog colors in either.
No.
No colors.
No colors at all. When they say no colors, we have that over when we were at the Laughlin River Run. Even with our hog vest, we had to take them off.
Yep.
If you don't want to take it off, like one of our 1%ers, he went into a bar out here, and well, wasn't very nice the way they said it. Luckily, there wasn't more than one of them with him. They said, "We don't take your kind here."
They said take off your colors or get
No,
out.
they didn't say that. He just said, "What? You mean you don't take my kind here? What's that mean?" And he's like, "Well, we don't with cuts and colors." Well, you didn't say that. You should have said that in the first place. I'd say, "Sir, we can't serve cuts and colors. You need to leave the property unless you want to take your vest off." And done it properly, nicely, not just say you're not welcome. It almost sounds like you're racist or something because of who he is.
So what
do they
Facebook post?
do they distinguish between just a patch and rockers and
Well, normally a patch, if it's just normally that's what they're looking at. If you've got a patch that just says the Lone Wolf,
I wore my Marine Corps vest.
if you've got rockers,
I don't have rockers.
then
Okay.
it's not a cut.
And I was in a bar last night. So
Normally,
They
it's
didn't say
if
nothing?
you've got, because it's no different than me just wearing a shirt that's got Harley written on the back of
Right.
it. So yes, there's things like that, but they do it if you wear your hog because it's got a rockers on it.
So
I think that
Magic
the
Magic
patch
Fox
and the
Man
rocker.
said that there was a post on Facebook today that talked about the colors and rockers.
And we could probably do a video on it, but I mean, I'm not an expert on it, but I mean, I know what's going on in town here. That's what I know. And we know it from Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach, the HA has a house right behind,
Suckling Bow.
and they beat the heck out of 2 guys last year, and it's just because somebody said something, but I mean, that's, a lot of the guys are really guys that are out there. Some of these bars actually here in town, some of these guys that own these bars were 1%ers themselves.
at one
So
point in time.
it's really hard for them to say what they say, but what they say is, when people come in, even like we come in with a bunch of rowdy people here and start causing a bunch of crap in
They're
here.
going to ask us to
They're
leave.
going to throw us out too. So it doesn't necessarily mean, but I guess what's happened was there's been so many come in with the cuts and the colors that have caused trouble in so many of these bars that after a while they just said, I'm sorry. We've contacted your club and they don't want to do nothing about it. They're not going to straighten you guys out. This is for everybody. Nobody should be harassed
You're more
or
than welcome to
threatened
come in, just
or
not to show like I guess, who you are or
Well,
whatever.
badass. You know, you don't need to come out here and me sitting on a bar stool, and because I'm not in your club, you yank the bar stool out of me
Out
because
front
you
of
want
me.
to sit in my stool. Well, you know, that's not right. So, you know, you got to have be the same thing if, you know, if another club came in here and pulled one out from you, what are you going to do? You're not going to be real happy about that either. So it's just, you know, it's just,
Time to go.
yeah. So it's, you know, maybe we'll talk about a video like that. We actually have a couple 1%ers in town now of our subscribers. They won't come on channel. Don't be thinking they're going to come on and talk to you guys. But we'll talk to them maybe about the issue and stuff. One of them was talking to us because they thought the city was involved in it, that the city was pushing this. And then when we talked to a couple bar owners today, they said, city don't tell us nothing about colors. This is all issues that we've had over the last few years.
And why they don't
And,
allow.
Yeah. And they said, you know, it's just what it is. One bad apple's ruined it for the whole bunch.
There's always an asshole. It doesn't matter what color you
Yeah.
got.
And so it's, you
Jeff
know,
said he's wore his hog cuts in Sturgis and Laughlin, never had a problem. So I don't know.
you may have more trouble this year. But I mean, they've got, most of them's got signs now over the doors that actually say no colors or cuts. And like I say, one of our 1%ers went into a bar yesterday, 2 days ago, I guess. And because he sent it to me, he says, I can't believe I just got thrown out of this bar. And then that's what I thought. You had your colors on, didn't you? And he's like, yeah. So, well, it's getting to be that way.
Yeah.
We're seeing more and more rallies getting to be like this because, just like I said, there is now SBB this year ended up letting the colors back in again for fall or for the spring rally. Now I don't know if they had any trouble with that this year, but I mean that's, you know, it is what it is, and it's sad, and I don't know what it would take to change it. It would really take a club to come in, but I've even been told that here before, that the clubs have come in here and said, hey, you know, if you have any trouble, here's our phone number, call us. And they've called that number when something's happened, and they didn't come out. They had to get, you know, do what they had to do. So I guess that's part of it too. Some of you haven't held up to the agreement that they said that they would take care of their issues, keep it in-house. Because we've talked to some of these clubs that are all over the United States. I can't believe how many 1%ers actually watch our channel. But we have more than I ever would have dreamed. I wouldn't think anyone would watch us, but we do. And when I talk to them, a lot of them will say that when we're at rallies and stuff. They said, we take care of our own. You know, if we have a problem, we're going to come in there and we're going to bust our heads for our guys that are acting up. Because we're here, like in Daytona and stuff. Now, I don't know if they have any trouble in Daytona or not. I mean, we've seen 500 Mongols at the Harley dealer. And when I went around and talked to people that have been around there for a long time, like John, that is from J&P Cycles, 20 years, he says, they come in here every year. We talked to them, and they said, yeah, we're coming in here to look around, have a beer, and we're going to be gone. And they were there for about an hour or two, and next thing you know, they were gone. There was no issues. We seen them hugging other clubs, you know, rival gangs. And they said that was kind of what they call it is
1%ers are people too.
They said they were like sacred ground when you come to a place
Neutral ground.
That when you come to an event like that, like at a rally, but see what ends up happening is these bars, which we've heard that happen. Some of our 1%ers have told us that if you come into a bar and there's more club members here, you're better off walking away.
Yeah.
Because it can get to the point where the club ends up taking control of that bar. They kind of do what they want. And we hear that. And I've heard that from my 1%ers. So I'm not making this up. And we've never been in there, but it's just when I talk to, so I'm not an expert on 1%ers. So when I get these guys, I ask the questions.
You know anything about the Confederation of Clubs?
But how to become a club?
No, it's a confederation of clubs. It's like a union of all clubs, and they come together. My club used to be part of the Confederation of Clubs. They're all over the United States, and it's not all the clubs, but most of the clubs belong to it, and they have a meeting once a month, and they get together and they get to know each other, and you know, and so. And if you're going to stay a member of the Confederation of Clubs, which most clubs want to be in, you need to control your people, and that's what. And
I know because like one of the guys in Daytona this year, he's associated with the HA. He's not an HA. He's a club under their HA. So what the HA had to do for him to be able to wear his colors all the way to Florida, they had to call each club that was in charge of each area and get their permission. A couple of them told him no. So they would have to take their cuts off, roll them up, put them in their bag, and drive through that area. Then once they got out in the next area said they could put their colors back on. If they didn't do that, they would get in trouble for going through that area because they don't have permission to ride through that particular club's area. So, which is a lot of things I've learned. I had no idea that there was even an organization that you had to go to become a club. And
it's like a 2 or 3 year process.
yeah. So one of our 1%ers actually said that when I was asking him, hey, if I wanted to do a Bob and Tam's, how would that work? And he says, oh, do you want to start it now? And I'm like, no. I just wanted to know how it worked. I have no interest in becoming one. That'd be one more headache I don't need to have to try to keep track of all that mess going on.
Oh, that's what Jeff says. He says dealerships are usually neutral grounds by agreement by the COC.
Yeah. So that's why I say, but it's like I say, we don't really see a lot of trouble, but we don't hang out in the bars at night, so we don't see that as much. But I mean, I have seen, like in Daytona down there's a barbecue stand now that has gotten really, HA is kind of the guy, I think the guy that owns the bar really, or the restaurant really wants to be an HA member, and they're never going to let the guy in. But it's kind of now, there was one of our vendors were down there, and pretty much he had the whole time he was down there, he had trouble with them. They were just kept pushing him until he finally said, I'm out of here. My customers come in, they all get harassed the whole time. And so it's like, I don't know what to say. And I guess a lot of it's got to do with people drinking, it's just the same thing. If you came in here with 20 buddies and you're all drinking and, somebody gets rowdy and all 20 guys are going to protect the one guy that gets into it. And next thing you know, you got a big old brawl. So it's kind of like that, but where it's a 1% group or any kind of club, you already got that unity already together, unity together. So I don't know. So yeah, so we'll wrap it up. So that was our talk. If you want to know more about that, maybe we'll get into it. We got two 1%ers here now, and probably got some more that I haven't ran into yet today or this week. And
are there any discos in Sturgis? I don't think so. There's a couple karaoke bars.
Let's hope
you could probably
not.
go out to Glencoe, and there's probably somebody that's got disco music
ball
playing out by their trailer with a disco ball.
No,
they got some pineapples spinning.
There's pineapples.
Pineapples spinning out there.
So Art's on. Did you say hi?
No, I didn't see Art.
Yeah, sounds like us when we got to go on rides.
We had a DJ stage last year.
Oh, did you? Cool. Yeah. You didn't play no disco?
No disco.
Staying alive. There is a club type
I'd be
place
finding
at
a
the
new
Chip.
campground.
Oh, there is. What's that place at the Chip that they had all the lights, dance lights going on? I can't think of the name of it. Is it the Top Shelf? There's a bar up there. It's on the second level. I think it's called the Top Shelf. And it's like a dance club. I don't know if it's disco,
I don't know what they play.
but I think it's a dance club. Pee Wee Herman at the Blue Oyster Club.
There you go.
What's the pineapple mean?
We got in that. We did that a while back because the Monkey Man.
Ralph,
he didn't know what a pineapple was.
And he was putting pineapples all over the place.
Yeah, on his videos and all this stuff, and because then a couple people said that. Well, we must know that, and I said no. Just because I know what a upside down pineapple stands for doesn't mean
that's what we are.
That's what we are. There's a lot of things I know about. Doesn't mean I have to experience something to know what it means.
Pre-rally, I guess we'll already be here in Sturgis.
Yeah, well, just like here, Dan Kite is open tomorrow.
Well, no, he wants to know where we will be staying pre-rally. So the
Here.
29th, we're moving to
30th,
Kathmandu.
yes, 30th is pre-rally starts. This Saturday, the rally starts. We will be at Kathmandu for the rest of the time. We originally said we were going to go to the Buffalo Chip and stay there for pre-rally, but we're not staying there now because of the dog. You're not supposed to have dogs at the Buffalo Chip. We could have took the dog. We could have got an exception to the rule, but we would have had to keep him on the lowdown. That means it just would have been a pain in the ass. So I just said no. We called Kathmandu up and he said, yeah, come on down. You guys can come in on Friday. So that's what we're doing.
Pineapple generally means swingers.
They swing from vines
in
swing
rocks.
sets.
Isn't that just upside down?
Is it just upside down one?
It's supposed to be upside down ones.
Yeah.
That's the true meaning. But people will do them both ways.
Yeah.
That's so in case you want to go both ways.
Is it above hot leathers?
What?
I think the band I don't know. It must be. It's
No,
when
Stick
you.
with the flamingos to be safe.
We'll
If
do
you're looking at the stage,
Here's what we'll
it's
do.
to the left and up on top.
We're going to be meeting with the Buffalo Chip again this week sometime, and we'll take them down there because they've redone the stage. It's supposed to be all different now. We got a bunch of neat stuff we're going to show you. So
There you go.
supposed to be this week. They're going to let us
Art
film all
used
that.
to disco
I don't believe
in
that.
South
Art.
Korea. He said
I
with the
don't
top hat
believe
in the
that.
early 80s.
I don't believe that, Art.
So we'll have to do some dancing, Art. Nice to know, Scott says. Bars open year-round in Sturgis.
Some of them are.
Not all of them.
The
Knuckle is.
Knuckle
the Knuckle is,
Loud
Loud
American.
American is, and I think the Oasis is open year round, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Pick up your dog, Scott.
And that's it. That's only bars that are open. Well, the Vets Club's open year round. That's what people always say. I don't want to pay $5 for a beer. How's the Vets Club? Same price all year long.
They close early.
Do they? What time
They're
do
open
they
till
close?
midnight or
Do
something.
you know they have a downstairs bar?
What, the Vets Club?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, they
Some
do.
girl was on Facebook and she says, I'm in the downstairs bar.
She says, "Come see me at the
I'm
bar.
on
I'm at the
Main.
Vets Club in,
I'm like,
in the
there's
the
no
downstairs
basement
bar."
there. And so I took a picture. I found a picture on the internet and I put it on there. She says, that's where I stay. And then somebody else said, yeah, there's a downstairs. So where the hell do you go downstairs at? I've been all the way in the back to the bathroom to the
downstairs bar is
front.
open later.
But they got a
Can you
downstairs
dirty
bar.
dance anywhere? Yes, you
Dirty
can.
dance anywhere you want
Yeah,
here.
you can.
Dirty
it was
dance
at
right
the
out
Top
here.
Hat Club in South Korea, huh? The Knuckles open all year.
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
I'll go ask. But I know it's not open year round.
I thought it was
Nobody in
too.
here? No,
Nope.
it's not.
Well, say goodbye because it's 2.5 hours.
They need an
Well,
answer.
well, they'll find out later.
We'll forget to answer that question.
Yes.
Tam's bed.
Yes, it's, and my dog, I got to make sure he's okay. He might be croaking because I'm not there with him.
He's fine.
They
You
have
don't have to be
events
there
there.
till 10 o'clock.
Yeah, he
when he
gets
gets
his
his
medicines
medicine.
at 10 o'clock. He gets 2 antibiotics and a painkiller. They have events there.
Where?
At the Knuckle, I
Oh,
guess
the
is what he
Knuckle. I
said.
was thinking the Iron Horse. Knuckle,
No.
yeah, we already said the Knuckle was open year round.
I was
The
gonna say,
Knuckle, Loud
Gotta
American,
get my
and
mind
we
off
also
it somehow.
think the Oasis is open year round.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Oasis is. That's the only 3 bars.
And Loud
that's
American, did we say that? And
Yeah, Loud
the
American.
other Knuckle, the brewing company's open probably
Yeah,
for you.
brewery's probably open year round too.
Best place to pitch a tent at the Chip, riding in.
If you
Anywhere
get there
you can
early
find
enough.
shade.
Yeah, if you get there early enough. If you're going to get there and show up on the 5th,
Or the 6th.
you ain't going to find no shade.
Not unless you can ask somebody, can I squeeze in right there?
Can I be your friend?
Bring an upside down pineapple.
No. Not with a bunch of dudes, you ain't. Unless you're bringing a woman with you too.
Riding around with my pooch. Yes, Ralph. He is. If you see a guy on a trike, and I think it's yellow.
Oh, is
a
he
Honda.
comes here too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It is here. I was thinking it was Daytona. It's here. We usually always see him when we're doing our lives
Yeah.
down at Loud American.
So that's Ralph, and he's got his little. Is it a bulldog? Rides on the back.
Is it a VTX, Ralph?
Is it a BTX, Ralph? Joe Smith, Bob and Tam, have
If
you
it's a
become
Honda
residents of the
and it's a
Buffalo Chip
trike,
address?
it's
What
Yes.
weeks
probably
do
a
you have to
VTX.
clear out?
Just
2 weeks of rally.
Yep.
Well, now that's what I was trying to tell you the other night when you couldn't hear me. It's 3 weeks now. We just signed a new contract,
Oh,
so I think they're
well,
trying to get the.
Revzilla. Well, it could be because the
Revzilla.
Revzilla's out there.
It's a great day to be alive. Yes, it is, Art. I'm glad you're in a good mood.
Come on out to Sturgis.
Say no
I'll
to
get you in.
pup tents.
I'll get you into the Buffalo Chip. Just bring your tent.
There you go.
I'll get you in the Buffalo Chip for free. You don't think I can do that?
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna
you
give him a
can
camera
say,
and here you go,
There you
Boon. I
go.
got another guy helping me film.
Met you both last year. We'd love to meet up with you this year to take pictures of you guys on your bike someplace cool for keepsake. So if you're going to be here on Monday, August 8th, we have a meetup at 3 o'clock at Kathmandu. It's right outside of Sturgis at the Veteran Cemetery exit, Kathmandu, Monday, August 8th, 3 o'clock.
Tuesday, we're going to Topless Tuesday, leaving about 9 o'clock. Wednesday, we're going to leave about 9 o'clock to go to the Ham Jam out
Yep.
in Hewlett.
Yep.
That's an
Right.
all-day
And
event.
he wears a helmet.
Who wears a helmet?
His dog. Is it
Yeah.
a bulldog? I forget his name now. Laugh out loud, Art's laughing. I live here. Oh, okay. Well, we'll be at Kathmandu starting the 29th.
Yep,
So
Friday.
here, Magic Boxman, email us. We'll switch numbers and we'll meet up with you. Maybe we can have lunch or something since you're out here. I forgot where I'm at now. Here? Yes. May go full-time RV someday, get residency there as well. Guess we'll be neighbors. There you go, Joseph. What does Art say? Not this year. Slider is his dog.
Art, I think I think I can write you a doctor's note. I think you got the COVID.
Say that.
Gets 14 days off.
Indeed. We'll know you on Facebook page. Okay. Oh yeah, you can message us too on Facebook. Either way, and we'll meet up with you guys. Sounds good. All right.
We done?
Yes, we're done.
Say your thing.
So thanks for coming along tonight. Hope you enjoyed the video. It was great hanging out with all you guys. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video.
Woo.
Thank you, Tony and Judy.
Woo.
Yay!
So we'll switch back to just us. Hey, we're big again.
Bye.
Bye.
Say goodbye.
done?
Say goodbye, Bob.
Bye, Bob.